Good evening, everybody. Hope you all are having a wonderful evening. Been a couple days since seen y'all last, I suppose. Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Dozer Den. Welcome to the Dozer Den. Don't forget to smash that like button. Give it a good thumping. Caress the like button. Lean in real close to that like button, whisper sweet nothings in its ear, and just give it all you got, guys. That like button's very, very important. Very important indeed. I see we have Ted Williams, Frozen Head, Yanni Fangs. Thanks so much for joining. Happy Thursday to you as well. Pope Bill. I don't think the Catholic Church would like me, even though I am a Catholic. They would probably they wouldn't like some of my perspectives. Just gonna say that I may get excommunicated if the right person paid attention to what I say. Just saying. I said, like this intro, so you click the like button. A lot of people like that intro. It's pretty solid, not gonna lie. Sup, Entropy Nomad? Oh my goodness gracious, Entropy Nomad coming in hot right off the bat with a gifted sub. My goodness gracious, thank you so much for that.
Giggity, giggity.
Get a giggity for that one. Hell yeah, Entropy Nomad. Appreciate the heck out of you. That right there, guys. That right there is one of the things that you can do to help this channel grow. You can help support Dozer and the Dozer Den by gifting subs to your fellow chatters. You can shower the chat with your love, spray the chat with your love, some may say. And the cool thing about that is whenever you get gifted a sub, or if you decide to subscribe to Dozer for a measly $5 a month, guys. That's just a couple sodas. You get access to a plethora of amazing emotes, such as that jiggly slap at a peach. Guys, every now and then you got to slap that peach. Look at the jiggle physics. I can't talk tonight. Look at the jiggle physics on that. That is just simply superb, okay? You get access to all of those emotes, subscriber-only emotes. Some animated, some not. All hopefully entertaining. And your name will be lit up in the most beautiful shade of MAGA red. Some call it a rumble rash, and the only treatment for it is Merca. That's right, guys. Merca. Good to see everybody tonight. Thank you so much for that support right off the bat. It's going to be a fun Thursday. Damn it. Oh, you know what? I bet you Ted Williams Frozen Head is going to be the lucky one that gets that. Oh man, guys, I almost didn't stream tonight. It was a day off, so I should have been well rested. But here's the thing: what you do on your day off? What do y'all usually do on your day off? You end up getting stuff done around the house or wherever you live, things that you've been putting off, things that you weren't able to get to because work and life and stuff like that. And then you do those things. One of the things on my list, and I'm going to make sure I start doing this more regularly, cleaning out the gutters at least every couple weeks. At least getting up there with a ladder and checking on them. They were pretty bad. They were pretty bad. I have a lot of maple trees, so all those little helicopter seeds were just fluttering down. Look at that, Ted Williams Frozen Head, the lucky winner for that gifted sub. Ted Williams Frozen Head, now you have access to all of those emotes, and you are definitely highlighted in that beautiful MAGA red. It's glorious, guys. Absolutely glorious. What is going on over here? Bam. Damn right. What it is. That's right. Whew. But yes, got the gutters cleaned out, got the extension ladder out, and guys, I'm a little bit tentative. I'm a little bit hesitant to do the extension ladder thing. The last time I was on an extension ladder, I was cutting down a tree limb, and in my this was a very stupid idea. I thought that maybe it wasn't a huge tree limb, but big enough to knock you loose if it came the wrong way. And I figured I could have Lady Dozer kind of tugging on it with a rope and kind of pulling it one way, and I'd be able to cut it. But it was like going like straight up almost. Like it was like kind of straight up, but kind of at an angle. And I tried to notch it right, but I was about 20 feet up in the air, and I did not notch it right. I didn't. And when it started to fall, it came back at me and knocked me off the ladder. And thankfully, I grabbed a hold of this little limb, which just fell on the ground the other day, and I'm keeping it because I think it saved me from breaking my neck. But in my instinctual flailing, as I was getting knocked off the ladder, I reached out and grabbed a hold of this limb, and I gorilla slid down it, like literally bringing leaves down. And it corrected my angle to where I landed perfectly straight up and down on my right leg. And luckily, I'm built a little bit like a bowling ball. So when I hit, nothing was broken. I hit, Lady Dozer, she turned the chainsaw off for me. Um, and I, collected myself, got up, walked over to the porch, sat down. I said, you know what? I think I'm okay. About a 20-foot drop, mind you. And I was about 270 pounds at the time. And Lady Dozer said, you're going to the hospital. You just fell out of a tree, well, off the ladder, from quite a decent height. You need to get checked out. Sometimes I guess you got to listen to your wife. It was smart. Turns out nothing was broken, just all sprained. Like my whole right side was pretty much sprained, and my hips were a little bit, like my pelvis was a little bit out of alignment. So I had to get that fixed. But yeah, yeah. So I was a little bit hesitant to get on the extension ladder again, but everything seemed to go well. I didn't fall off today. It would have ended a lot worse if I did, because I was up higher. Because the second level of my house is just, yeah, it's tall. But yeah. got the gutter cleaned out. I got a rain chain on the front gutter, and that one cleaned out. And not really sure how that's going to work though. We got to put some caulk up there. You got to put some caulk in the hole every now and then, y'all. Make sure you don't make sure you seal it up real well. Sometimes you got to stuff the caulk in the hole. Just saying. And it looks nice. It looks nice. We got a little pot with a little spigot that we put on there, and I cannibalized one of the old gutter pieces and kind of hammered it to the right angle that I needed so that it would drain from the little spigot on the little pot down off the porch. But yes, I was very busy today, and I almost did not stream. Almost didn't. But I decided, you know what? We got stuff to talk about. There have been some things that have happened today. There are some topics that we will discuss today. Looks like the Pope. There's a new one. Glad to see, I suppose. Apparently, it's a record for like one of the quickest selections of a pope. And I honestly don't know that much about the guy. I've heard some things. Laura Loomer is a fucking doomer. I unfollowed her. I'm just I just can't with the roller coasters with her. Every time she posts something, it's like nothing is good enough. Everything's terrible. Don't get me wrong. There's some stuff going on in the administration that makes me unsettled, but to act like everything is horrible and we should be freaking out all the time, I'm not going to do that. It's panic porn from Laura Loomer at this point, and she's right on some things for sure. I think her recent approach to the Casey Means thing, I think that was kind of weird. I mean, there's some valid concerns, but to act like she's going to be a detrimental pick, I don't know if I believe that. Apparently, the Pope is a Marxist Pope. I'm like, you know what? It sounds like he actually might just be moderate. And you know what? I disagree with him on some things and agree with him on other things. That's how it is with human beings. Just because they don't go with every single thing that you say doesn't necessarily mean that they're a Marxist. But there are criticisms for sure. Apparently, he was critical of J.D. Vance and the Trump administration for the open borders. One of his most recent posts on X was uh, Cardinal Dolan's approach to the Trump administration's immigration policy. So, not a fan of that apparently. But I don't know. Yeah, no stinking tree can stop a bulldozer. Yeah, the damn thing, I took a limb off of it and it tried to take a limb off of me. Yeah. Yeah, it could have been way worse. I could have died. So I'm very lucky. I definitely had God's hand was upon me as I fell. I'll say that. There's no reason that I shouldn't have broken a lot of things. I should have snapped my leg in half, especially 270 pounds falling straight down about 20 feet. I should have been hurt, like rough. But yeah, yeah. Last year, Yanni Feng said, last year your 75-year-old dad decided to drive 12 hours up to the cabin and climb 28 feet up to the roof of the cabin to be an idiot chimney sweep for a while. Well, did it go well for your for your for your dad? I hope he's okay. Did he fall down the chimney? uh, Ted Williams said, "Oy, oy vey." That's what Laura says. I don't know. And she's like a Jewish mother. She chooses. She's always kvetching, all the time. What are you doing, Trump, my boobala? You're gonna catch a cold getting around all these deep state shills. mm. Oh my goodness. No, she's on point. She's like a broken clock in my opinion. She's got some things that she's on, some things that she's off. I think sometimes she might get redirected or misdirection. I mean, sometimes the same thing happens to Alex Jones, the frog prophet. Praise be upon him. But yeah. Oh, he's alive. Well, that's good. What's up, Trish? Lovely mod in the chat. Good to see you. Hope things are going well on your end, Trish. Oh man. But yeah, we've got a new pope, Pope Leo the 14th. And I'm not gonna lie, I like Leo. Apparently, Leo's a fairly strong lineage of popes, papacy. And I think Leo, I think lion, and I'm like, hey, maybe he can be a lion, lion on fire for Christ. Maybe. I'm not gonna write him off. I'm gonna give him a shot. Okay, I gave the last one a shot until he demonstrated his communist tendencies. This one seems to be kind of a blend of perspectives, and that's okay. He's gonna make some people mad. He's gonna make other people happy. That's probably how it's gonna be. Though, I'm a Catholic, but I do not believe the Pope to be infallible. Okay, he's not. He's a man. He's a human being. I don't hold any extra reverence necessarily for the Pope, but I would like to see a Pope that is a little bit better representation of Catholicism than the last one. Last one was garbage, in my opinion. He was a commie. Did not like. He was literally advocated against capitalism and against a country like ours having the ability to keep our borders secure. It's not your fucking business. Don't you have doesn't Vatican City, which is also a country, doesn't it have like walls? Like, fuck you. You don't get to tell us what to do. Like, no. But he did, and he had some weird things. But I'm looking forward. Let's see what this next pope has before we before we pass judgment, before we start getting freaked out, saying, "Oh, he's a Marxist, oh, he's a commie." Let's wait a minute. Let's give him a shot. Apparently one of the posts he made about immigration was like a good while back. So I'm willing to give the man a shot. Honestly, I'm willing to give the dude a shot. We'll see how it goes. And regardless, I'm not going to worship the Pope. And Catholics, that's not what we're doing. We're not worshiping the Pope. It's not. But we'll see, I suppose. We'll see. We'll get into it a little bit more in depth. I've got an article to read on it. We got some clips. Seems like he's a fairly level-headed individual. Guys, if you have not yet, smash that like button. Go ahead and give it a good thumping. If you have not followed this channel yet, go ahead and follow the channel. Commenting in the comment section. Commenting is caring, y'all. That right there is something that Rumble does look at. They look at the engagement from the audience in both the live chat and in the comment section. Y'all are freaking savages in the live chat, so I appreciate the hell out of that interaction and engagement. Liking the channel as well is something that you can do. Those are some really, really free ways to support. There are some ways that you can support monetarily. You can gift out subs, like was it Entropy Nomad? Yes, it was like Entropy Nomad did earlier. He gifted out a sub. You can subscribe to Dozer 74 for a measly $5 a month. You can also Rumble Rant or Venmo or Cash App donations, guys. Those are options if you want to donate directly to the Dozer Den. Venmo and Cash App, those are the links right there. Guys, if you have not checked out the Discord or the dozerden.locals.com, check it out. Those are two cool communities that you can be a part of. Cool thing about the dozerden.locals.com, there is usually a live chat that is open, at least one live chat open all the time there. So if you are a paying member, and if that's $5 to be a supporter over there on the dozerden.locals.com, you will be able to post things that you find interesting there in my community there, the dozerden.locals.com. You can participate in the live chat there. Cool thing about the dozerden.locals.com live chat is only restrictions. no threatening to kill people, and no genitalia. Those are pretty easy parameters that I think most people can adhere to. It's really hard to get banned on locals. I'm sure some people have probably figured out a way to do it, though. But yeah, those are some of the ways that you can help support this channel. Guys, we are currently proud rumblers, extremers. We're on the dozerden.locals.com for at least 30 minutes. Until I get more paid members there, that's all they let me have. 30 measly minutes to live stream on Rumble. Or excuse me, on locals. We are on CommiTube still yet. Not really sure why. And BitChute and pilled.net. So those are all the places that we are currently broadcasting this episode of the Dozer Den to. Guys, if you didn't know, I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Central. I should be here on Saturday, but we are going to be celebrating Mother's Day with Lady Dozer and the family, and then at her mom's house. So I don't think we're going to be out too terribly late because we're going to have the little one, Mini Dozer, with us. So we should be back in time for a stream on Saturday. And of course, the main focus of Saturday is just a chill stream, decompress, the Dozer Den DJ Hour, where I take your music video requests. You can rock out with your cock out, jam out with your clam out. Those are the only two options. If you are an intersex individual who happens to listen, well, pick one lane, damn it. Pick one. It's pretty easy to do. But yes, Saturday stream's pretty chill. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, we do have we're very news focused on these days. So, oh man, y'all. If you haven't shared this stream out, go ahead and share it. Share it with your loved ones, your friends, your family, your ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, Zer Zem friend. I'm not judging. As long as you leave the animals and the children out of it, keep it consensual between adults and preferably behind closed doors, and we'll have ourselves a good time. What's up, Paul McGroin? Good to see you, bud. Thanks for joining. Smash the like button. Do it. It deserves all the smashing. We're up to 7 likes. It's not terrible. Not terrible. Could be better. Got a small crowd so far. It will build. It usually does. Oh, man. But yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm a little tired. It's probably gonna be a shorter stream. It is, like, honestly, probably not gonna go full 3 hours today. Probably gonna be wrapping up around 2.5. I got a early meeting, and like I said, I've been busy today. Kind of tired. But we're here, damn it. We're going to get some things done. We're going to talk about some stuff and things. That's right, stuff and things, not just stuff and things, because enunciation is important. Oh, man. Eyes itching. I've got to find a good close fishing spot. I think I might do it our city, like, lake/pond the next time I do a fishing stream, because I'll have full signal there. And there are fish there. So the water's up real high because it rained. I thought about trying to get a stream done today, but it just wasn't going to work with me trying to get stuff done around the house. So, but there will be a fishing stream. It's coming. We're pretty early in the month. We're 8 days in. It's going to happen. So we're going to talk about the new Pope stuff. We're going to talk after that about Kash Patel. Kash Patel was, I guess, testifying to Congress today. I think it was senators that were asking him questions. Because Senator John Kennedy. Yeah. And there were some really good clips from Kash Patel. What's up, JDL37? Good to see you. There were some really good clips from Kash Patel, but there was one clip in particular that is very, 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 very frustrating for me. And should be for everybody. Honestly. I'm so lazy. I live on a lake and I keep searching for places to fish. Nice, Yanni Fangs. But yeah, Kash Patel, when asked by Senator John Kennedy, which they had a good back and forth, they had a good interaction. Until Kennedy asked him about Epstein. Kennedy asked Kash Patel if he thought, he asked him, did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? And Kash Patel responded, I believe that he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan whatever jail. That's a really big 180-degree just snap your neck. It's a turn so damn hard. I don't know. And watching his body language, we'll watch it later. But watching his body language, guys, I don't know if his family has been threatened or if he's just been properly educated by those in the deep state after he got that position. But this is inexcusable. This is, and I mean, I rumble ranted Timcast earlier on his morning show, and he pulled it up and played the clip, and he's like, I feel where you're coming from, guys, but I trust Kash, and I'm gonna talk to him, and Trish with a whoosh, gotta slap that peach. That right there, guys, one of the subscriber only emotes that you will get if you are a subscriber to Dozer74. I've been told it's probably worth the money. But yeah, Kash Patel's disappointing the hell out of me. And Pam Bondi, I'm at the point with Pam Bondi. Fuck Pam Bondi. She's garbage. Absolute fucking dog shit. No, I'm done giving her time. She's fucked up enough. I'm done. I'm done with Pam Bondi. I will give Kash a little bit of leniency still yet. I'm still not done. Wrote him off yet. And Dan Bongino, I'll give him a little bit more time too. But Pam Bondi is an absolute fucking disappointment. Trump, you fucked up a lot your first term picking shitty appointees. You're doing decent for the most part. Like, I'll give you 85% of them are pretty fucking solid. Pretty fucking solid. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all the fun that Yanni Fangs gets to have by being a subscriber, y'all. Bam. Multiple peaches. With a happy banana and Gandalf. Yes, indeed. Hang in there. Just keep breathing. Yeah, for Trish. Oh, you're making some noise in West Virginia, huh? There you go. Hell yeah. But this is... It seems like the deep state is going to keep deep stating regardless of who we get in there. I'm not going to be blackpilled, though, damn it. I'm really struggling not to take the black pill. But with Kash Patel's freaking comment, y'all, like, did we get scammed by yet another Indian? Like, is that what happened? Did we get scammed by another Indian? Because it kind of seems like we might have been scammed by another Indian. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Like, guys, you want to know something crazy? Ever since the India and Pakistan thing's been kicking off, I've been getting less spam calls. I joked about this the other night. That, hey, maybe I'll get less spam calls if those two nations are at war. But I think it actually came to fruition. But yeah, maybe it's part of the DNA is to scam the Americans. Maybe that's what I mean, he is an American. But the blood, it might be in his blood, guys. Maybe he's just scamming. He's made comments in the past that were very, very the opposite of what he said today. And we've got some good clips. So I think when we get to that topic and we cover it in depth, I think I might show the one that pisses me off the most and then play some of the good ones. Just get the shit out of the way, get the rage out the way, because I think by that time I might have warmed up a little bit. But not a happy camper with this testimony that Kash gave. And Tim Pool was says he knows him and says he trusts him, and the way he said it, I believe Epstein hung himself, not the current evidence indicates, or based on the knowledge that we have at this time. He said, personally, I believe Epstein hung himself in his cell. Now, maybe I guess a good follow-up from Kennedy would have been, well, how was he able to do that when he was supposed to be under this type of watch and this type of watch and this and that? Like, that would have been good. That would have been a good follow-up. Be like, just what the fuck? Like, that's where I'm at right now. I'm in an absolute what the fuck. Pam Bondi doing her dumb shit, and this will lead us. Them engines might be really the masterminds. They only play in poop to fool us all to think they're retarded, hyper bad creeps. Oh, 60% of Indians are okay with street shitting, y'all. Open defecation. There was a TED talk about this. There was somebody that did a TED talk about Indians' proclivity to openly poop in public. Oh, and part of it is that they don't have plumbing, I suppose. That might be part of it. I'll give them that, but still, it's quite weird. Quite weird. Engines. Wrong engine. uh Fourth topic, though. A Georgia student looks like she's going to get deported, or at least she's up for deportation, along with her family, guys, for just running a red light. Can you believe it? How horrible is this administration? They're tracking people down after they run a red light and deporting them for running a red light. It turns out apparently her and her family have been here illegally for like 15 years. What? That's a costly red light that you ran there. And also, how are you in college? Like, what have you lied about? Or is that just what college is? Like, yeah, because she's a Georgia student. What? Why is this a thing? Why are people here for 15 years illegally? This shouldn't be a thing, y'all. This shouldn't be a thing. You have law enforcement that pays attention to some of the dumbest shit. But somebody that's been living as a fraud, illegal, criminal in this country for 15 fucking years. Motherfuckers never learn English. There are places in this country now, like in Florida, where practically nobody speaks English. In Texas, where practically nobody speaks English. That's a problem. That's an utter fucking disgrace. Border, language, culture. Those are very important things to keep a national identity. Oh my goodness. Look at Entropy Nomad. Turn in the chat blue. Guys. Noise warning. Give me a second. Turn it down if you've got really loud speakers. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there you go. With a $1 Rumble rant. There's a YouTube link. The poop issue's been going on for years. What did you send me? Damn it. Let's check it out. Entropy Nomad made a contribution to the show. What is this? I don't want to watch this. What is this? What on earth? He's dreaming about pooping? Take poo to the loo. Entropy Nomad. What the hell is that? I don't feel like playing that, but I watched about 40 seconds of it. Thank you so much for the $1 Rumble rant. Maybe we'll save it for Saturday. We'll save this for Saturday. Poo to Loo campaign. We'll play it on Saturday or maybe later today. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, noise warning, meaning Eiffel 65 is not music, just noise. Aw. Well, that wasn't the intent. Maybe we'll play it later. It's a music video meant to help India with its shit problem. You have to play it. We'll play it. Fine. I almost didn't stream tonight, y'all. And then Entropy Nomad coming in with this. God. Hey, this will give us a chance to check the audio stuff too. Maybe. And I wonder if it reset. We'll see, I suppose. This is so weird. So weird. You're an odd bird. This is to help the Indians learn to go to the toilet, I suppose, and not just openly poop in the streets for a damn dollar. Why? We'll play a little bit of it. For a dollar, we'll play a little bit. We'll play like a minute. Let's start picking up at past the 40-second mark. All about this. Why does the phone? Why does Philip
First thing
have
in
his
the
phone
morning,
number?
what do I see? A pile of shit staring at me. I close my eyes, I step away. No matter where I go, there's no getting away.
Okay.
Everywhere. Next to you. Where is that you? I step out on the street. What do I smell?
Okay, we made it about a minute and 15 seconds into that. Do we want to play more of this? I don't know. This is odd. Why is this a thing? Why does this have 346,000 views? I don't understand the internet. I don't. I'm so confused. Damn it.
Shit that's stinking to high hell. I hold my breath. I step away.
Okay. Well, I think for a dollar, I think that's probably enough of that. The fuck, Entropy Nomad. At least it gave me an awkward chuckle. We'll take it. We'll take the awkward chuckle. Whew. But anyways. So the Georgia student, that's the third topic. Fourth topic that will be in the Rumble Premium portion, which we should be able to have just the last Rumble Premium portion tonight. We are at 4.3 hours out of 5, so that's like a little over half an hour that we're going to be doing at the end of the stream. Probably talking about, you want to play the poo? Sam Duty says play the poo. But then we continue to watch it because it's different. Yes, it was very, very different. Might come back to it. Good God. Y'all. We might come back to it. I got it pulled up on my tab still. Oh no. Johnny Fangs, you got a bad coworker. It's not okay. He said, you got a new employee at work, but lasted all over the toilet seat and didn't clean the seat off. Ew. I have a guess. Assume. Oh no. Well, sometimes they be that way, I suppose. I don't know, yeah. But our fourth topic in the Rumble Premium portion of this episode of the Dozer Den will be about the James O'Keefe news. I will say I think they hyped it up a little bit too much. I will say O'Keefe, he was very dramatic. And then trying to string Alex Jones along with it to get it more attention, when honestly it's important that we have a confidant confirming what Prince Andrew was doing with kids. But this is stuff that we already kind of knew, at least suspected. So it is important. Well, thanks, Brockstrap. Appreciate you. Yeah, the same duty all night long. I don't know. Good Lord. Yeah, the look. I if you didn't know, shaved my head. Well, got a haircut and shaved the head. Lady Dozer assisted. She did it all. And we are donating that hair. Still need to send it off to childrenwithhairloss.org. But yeah, Cheddar Steve Venmo'd $250 for a clean shaven head, and so I obliged. I was, I'd been saying $200 Venmo or Cash App just to get a haircut, and he added that extra 50 on there for a clean shaved head, and that's what we did. She cut my hair, and then she shaved it on stream. It's a look. getting a little bit darker as the weather gets a little bit warmer too. So hopefully the scalp gets. I thought about shaving it again just to get it extra, get some good color on the scalp, but I don't know. I kind of like having a little bit of hair there because it's coming back pretty decent. It's there. No, it's awful. Yeah, apparently I'm a hairy bastard, Trish. The hair grows quite well for me. So this beard, the beard grew back fairly quickly, and yeah, the hair's it's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. Oh man, they actually had to have a damn picture on how to use the toilet. That is insane. Wow. I mean, some people don't know. Too cold for lake and river swimming. Hmm, maybe. Um, but yeah, uh, catching the Andrew Wilson Steven Crowder collab. I saw a little bit of that Brock Strap. That was really good. The bit I was only able to listen to about 10 or 15 minutes of it, but it was really solid. What I was listening to, I did enjoy that. He was talking. I think did they do an Ash Wednesday type of thing? I think I saw that. I know that they were talking in the studio, and then it looked like at one point they were kind of talking off to the side. So I don't know if that was an Ash Wednesday type of thing or not, but he was talking about his debate prep and or his debate style and how he will absolutely be ruthless at times with somebody. Because he's very skilled. Andrew Wilson is very skilled at debating idiots. I will say that. And I mean, he's a smart man, so he probably would wipe the floor with me. Um, but it was a pre-recorded Ash Wednesday. All right. It was the little bit that I saw was pretty damn solid. So yeah, I saw some of it. Um After we cover the James O'Keefe dues, so there was an update today on the Epstein stuff. After Pam Bondi comes out and says that there are 10,000, and she's a lawyer. You have to pay attention to the way she words things, okay? They do things intentionally. And when she's asked about the Epstein stuff, and she says there are 10,000 videos of Epstein with kids, and then she said, and child porn, she said Epstein with kids and child porn. I hope to God she's not insinuating that Epstein was the only one that was hurting kids in these films. I hope to God that's not what she's saying, but that's probably what she's saying. Maybe will be glad. I'll be glad to be proven wrong, but Pam Bondi has been a severe disappointment thus far. And that's great that they arrested 205 sex offenders. That's awesome. That's great. Keep doing that shit for sure. But also, Pam Bondi, stop making fucking news appearances and get to your desk and get your ass to work. Or, if you can't do your job, go home. Be a housewife. Pick one. Very simple. I'm not happy with her. Not at all. She is so, and the stuff that when Kash Patel came out and said what he said about Epstein, like, this is the stuff that leads people who lean right and independent / moderate individuals to just say fuck it. And it will radicalize some people if this keeps going like this. Like, I don't want people to be radicalized, but when this stuff keeps happening, it looks like what's the point? What's the point of acting like the system is worth being engaged in? What's the point of voting for people who say they're going to come in and stir things up and shake the system up, and then when they get in there, they just toe the line and repeat the same old thing that the FBI has been saying for years about Epstein? Thought you were going to turn the FBI headquarters in D.C. into a fucking museum of the deep state, Kash. What happened to that? Just a bunch of noise, huh? Bunch of bluster? Just trying to get that job. Throwing at that red meat. Got you some clicks, didn't it, motherfucker? It's bullshit, y'all. Absolute bullshit. What's up, JJR? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. So there may be some rants later, guys. There may be. We'll see, I suppose. Kind of embarrassed you represent your state right now. Yeah. Illegals crapped all over the rooms in the hotels in New York when they were there illegally. Oh, man. And that's the thing. There are cultures that are not going to be on par with our culture, and we shouldn't expect them to act like us because they're not. They're not used to civilization. Fucking go back to your goddamn third world shitholes. Stop making our fucking country a shithole. You don't fucking belong. And until you can fucking break out of that damn cultural rot, that culture, if you can break out of that culture and demonstrate that you can assimilate, then I'm all more just all for it. I'm all for immigration if you can assimilate and be a part of this American culture. And guess what? We have an American culture here. Yeah, that's a thing. It's not just bringing everybody else's culture and just bleh. No, there is some cohesion to it. Listening to the Kash versus Kennedy squabble, it sounded like I was listening to Christopher Wray again. Yep. He had some good clips today. He did have some good clips. I'll give him that. What's up, Trader Todd? Good to see you, bud. Yeah, the replacement theory is real. It's not a theory. It's what they're doing. And they've admitted that they've been doing this. Even that cuck over in the fucking UK, Starmer, he even admitted that the experiment was intentional and that it failed. But they're still doing it. It is an invasion. Back in the day, the invasions were warring armies going back and forth at each other, and now the elites go back and forth and they fund an influx of a foreign body to subvert the American culture, to subvert the will of the American people, to get more people in these districts so that they can get more, representation in Congress, because it's based on the census, it's based on population. So the more people that they put into these areas, the more purple and then eventually blue they will become. That's the play. And it's got to be addressed. I don't know necessarily how we do that. You could say, oh, wait, you got to go out and vote. I say get active in your local communities. I say that's the biggest thing that you can do is get active in your local community. Get involved in your municipal elections. Go to your school board meetings. Go to the city hall meetings, I suppose, even. That's something that I got to get better at. I haven't been to a school board meeting once. I know some of the school board members, like just from talking to them during the elections and things like that, and when they are present at school events. But I haven't actually been to a school board meeting ever. Because I don't know. They don't publicize that shit very well, but that's one of the things where you have to be an engaged citizen and you have to actually seek out the information because they're not going to make it easy for you. They're not going to make it easy for you to be an active participant in your process. You have to be the assertive one. Some might say even aggressive, not physically, but you have to be a bulldog. And I think that eventually, if you do it enough at the local level, then the county, then the state, that eventually the stuff will trickle up to the federal. But the federal apparatus is a behemoth, and one would hope you would get enough rabble. What's going to end up happening, and I fear this is going to end up happening, there are going to be a lot of people like me that are going to see what's going on right now, seeing some of the establishment influence being so prevalent, that they are going to completely either just lose interest and say, fuck it, fine, there's no point in trying to be involved in this stuff, or you're going to have people voting for more and more radical individuals. That pendulum swing type of thing. And I don't want to see that. I would rather see a more moderate pendulum swing, but we'll see how it goes. We shall see. You know what we might have a moderate swing going on in? Maybe the papacy. Maybe this pope isn't a commie. Maybe he isn't a Marxist, as Doomer Loomer has been saying. Maybe, guys, just maybe, we give Pope Leo XIV a shot. Maybe we watch and see how things progress and give him a chance. Maybe we pray that he will actually be a fighter, a lion, Leo, right? Maybe he'll be a lion for Christ's teachings. Apparently, I've read he's a registered Republican and has voted in primaries for the Republicans. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not a squishy, establishment Republican, like the Bushite type of Republican, but, you know, uh, they're more moderate. And on things like immigration, they're going to be a little bit more bleeding heart, I suppose. Now, that shouldn't mean that he can control what's going on in this country as far as the policies are concerned. He is the first United States of America, USA Pope. If you guys saw the thumbnail, thank you, Grok. Thank you, Grok. We have Cardinal, his name is actually Robert Prevost. And he's been in Peru for like 10 years or something like that. So he's an American from Chicago, but he's been living in Peru for a good long while doing work there, which is not uncommon for Catholic priests, and especially ones that get up there, that they're going to be moved around and they're going to go and do mission work and do outreach in different countries and things like that. So apparently he did vote Republican. I don't know if he voted for Trump or not. Maybe he was a DeSantis supporter. Who knows? But he's a new pope. And they pay attention to what he wears, how he, one of the things he says. Like he came out and said, peace be with you, or something like that, I think, when he first addressed the crowd. We might pull that up. But like they're different. A lot of the things that popes do are intentional in how they hold themselves and how they dress. Even, I mean, the last pope he wasn't walking around with the triple crown, I think Benedict usually had that on when he was making his big appearances and stuff like that. This one is Pope Francis had the little, I don't even know what you call it, the little, looks like a little Jew hat, like a kippah, but it's not what it is. I think they call it something different in Catholicism. Monk hat, I don't know. You'd think I would know this. I'm a terrible Catholic, y'all. Terrible. But like the vestments that they wear, that's that's important as well. Like he was wearing the red, and Catholics are really big on tradition. And so, what's up, Live Life Constituent? Good to see you. Thanks for joining this episode of the Dozer Den, and don't forget to smash that like button. Jesuits, Khazarians, Bloodline, Vatican, Rothschild, Knights of Malta. Well, that's a lot of different things in one comment. Care to elaborate? Or not? It's up to you. Yeah. Yeah. I've heard of the Knights of Malta, but I never actually read into it. I will say, as a Catholic, I don't like the Vatican. I don't like the Big C Catholic Church. I can't remember at what point I realized they weren't. Maybe it's because maybe it was after they just chose not to do what they should have with the priests that were hurting kids. My opinion, if they really wanted to show that they were serious about addressing those individuals, they should have hung them from the Vatican walls by their testicles. Yes, that would have been a good statement. That would have been a damn good statement from the Catholic Church. Much better than just shuffling them around like a deck of pedophile cards. Which is what they did. Pedo priests. They just shuffled them around until they got caught. I did see a report that apparently he didn't take seriously an allegation of abuse at one point. I didn't read into it. There's going to be a lot of, honestly, until people can do a sufficient amount of research into this individual, it's going to be really hard to hang your hat on anything with him, for sure. So, but yeah. The based black pope, the BBP, some might say, apparently he was from Africa, I think. He would have been interesting. He'd have been a fun one. I think that would have been a really cool shift back to a more traditional papacy, and would have actually maybe helped the Catholic Church a little bit, and maybe could have that approach might soften some individuals like myself, who just have utter disdain for the Vatican and the Big C Catholic Church. It's a struggle. There you go. Yep. So JJR said the same thing. You gave the Vatican the boot back in the 90s with that child abuse crap. I still have Catholics. I still know Catholics that have said that maybe some of that was overblown. And I had to check them real quick, and I'm like, no, if anything, it was underreported still yet. No, there's a lot of priests that were hurting kids. I think priests should be allowed to marry. I think that might help. I think that might help get some better priests in there. Honestly, I think a lot of closeted homosexuals end up going into priestdom, and I think a lot of them end up so suppressed that they lose their damn minds and start doing and get demonically influenced as a priest to touch little kids. That's what I think. And it's not all, necessarily just the gay ones, but there's going to be quite a few repressed homosexuals that end up going into priestdom. It works. Huh. Well, interesting. Live life constituent. The Vatican created Knights Templar to take over the world through building hospitals for birth certificate and the Bar Association in London. Interesting. I'd have to look into it a little bit more. Excuse me, damn. Whew. Maybe I should have got some coffee. If my 1775 coffee would come in, that sure would be nice. I would love to have some 1775 coffee. By the way, since we mentioned 1775 coffee, let's go ahead and get an ad read out of the way. Guys, I currently am out of my 1775 coffee, and this makes me sad because I get the dark roast, right? I got my first box of 1775 coffee dark roast in February in honor of the month, right? Black History Month, dark roast, Guys, if you still haven't tried 1775 coffee yet, guess what? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped. Only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits harder than a CNN fact check, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality Mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash. I might have to try some of that. All single origin, small batch, toxin free and mold free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic, all right? You've got to make it gold. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's political opinions. And a black 1775 tumbler that says, I don't take life advice or caffeine from a woke sea witch. That's a knock at Starbucks. That's $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for a low price of $99. Not $100, not $101, $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio, STUDIO, and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. Start your day with coffee that actually backs what you believe. Absolutely delicious coffee. It does taste great. I can vouch for the coffee. It is wonderful. I've been drinking great value Walmart coffee, K-Cups, for like the last couple weeks, and I'm sad. I'm very sad about it. So hopefully that dang 1775 coffee will get here soon. Thanks for hanging with me through that ad read, y'all. Appreciate you. Oh, let's check on that like button. We're up to 15 likes. It's pretty solid. I'll take it. Oh, man, guys. But let's go ahead and get into an article here about Zip-Up. Leo XIV. Oh, we have a little clip here. Let's check out the clip from Fox 11. American Pope. That thumbnail got the American flag behind him. Got an AR-15. That's America Pope right there. Heck yeah. Stay awake, not woke. That's right. That's how you do it with 1775 coffee. Awake, not woke. Let's check out this clip here.
Lodja. And it's because there's a process that's going on right now.
There is a very long process, which will be the oath of allegiance.
Hours. We're not watching all that. Nope. Okay, so Cardinal. Well, first of all, American Pope Cardinal Robert F. Prevost takes the name Pope Leo XIV. The brief. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, a Chicago native, has been chosen as the new pope. This marks the first time an American has held the position. He'll be known as Pope Leo XIV, succeeding Pope Francis, who passed away at age 88 after serving for 12 years. In an historic development for the Catholic Church, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, OSA, has been elected as the 267th Pope, taking the I think that's a regal name, Pope Leo XIV. His election on May 8th, 2025 marks the first time an American-born prelate has ascended to the papacy. Oh, look at that! Yanni Fangs showering the chat with his love. Thank you so much for that, Yanni Fangs. Appreciate you, bud. Let me check here and see the chat real quick. We shall pull it up, and we shall look. Oh, look at that! Yanni Fangs! Well, there you hear me in the background. One gifted sub. Thank you so much for that, Yanni Fangs. Much appreciated, sir. Heck yeah. Let me find. You've made the children happy. Kids happy. Look at that. Live Life Constituent. You now have access to all of those amazing emotes. 267th. That's a lot of Pope ads. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of Pope ads. Let's see. Let me turn this off. It's going to bother me. Excuse me. So Pope's first words: "Peace be with all of you," were the first words of Pope Leo XIV. The new Pope was announced to the waiting crowds by Cardinal Protodeacon Dominique Mamberti. A life of service across continents. Born on September 14th, 55, in Chicago, Illinois, Robert Francis Prevost entered the Order of St. Augustine in 1977 and professed his solemn vows in 1981. He was ordained a priest on June 19th, 1982. He pursued advanced studies in canon law at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas in Rome, earning his doctorate in 1985. Prevost dictated a significant portion of his ministry to Peru, serving in various capacities, including Chancellor of the Territorial Prelature of Chulucanas and Director of the Formation for Augustinian Aspirants in Trujillo. His leadership roles extended to serving as judicial vicar and professor of canon, patristic, and moral law in the Archdiocese of Trujillo. Pope Mobile has nothing to do with the Killdozer, just saying. I'd keep him a lot safer, I'll say that. Oh, has nothing on the Killdozer, just saying. I concur. Absolutely. In 1999, he was elected provincial prior of the Augustinian province of Our Mother of Good Counsel in Chicago. 2 years later, he became the prior general of the Order of St. Augustine, a position held until 2013. Episcopal and curial leadership. Appointed by Pope Francis, and people are kind of getting hung up on that. Well, he was the Pope for 12 years. He's going to be appointing people. Prevost became the apostolic administrator of the Diocese of Chiclayo in Peru in 2014 and was consecrated as bishop on December 12th of that year. He served as the bishop of Chiclayo from 2015 to 2023. In 2023, he was appointed prefect of the dicastery for bishops and president of the Pontifical Commission for Latin America. Pope Francis created Prevost cardinal in the consistory of September 30th, 2023, and assigned him to the diaconate. I am not sure on some of these pronunciations, y'all, so bear with me. Of St. Monica. Struggling a little bit. Significance of the name Leo. So by choosing the name Leo XIV, the new pope aligns him with a legacy of strong leadership and doctrinal clarity. Let's hope we can actually see that this time. Last time was all over the place. It's like there was nothing solid. It was wishy-washy. The last pope to bear the name, Leo XIII, served from 1878 to 1903 and was known for his intellectual contributions and social teachings. Excuse me. Let me get some local reactions. You want to check that out? Let's see what the locals have to say about an American Pope.
People are not here yet, not coming here yet, but we wanted to be here just to see if we could get a bit of a reaction. And what are the chances that an 8th grade group, a Catholic middle school from Hermosa Beach, they are here, just planned final field trip of the school year? What a day for a field trip here. I just thought just amazing chances. And so the kids have actually gone in, but we have one of their parents. This is John Glavin here. You have an 8th.
Either she is extremely short or he is a monster of a man. Good God. She's like eye level with his top of his gut. Wow.
Grade son in there, and we were just talking. The biggest emotion that you can kind of feel here
The biggest person. My God.
is pride today.
Absolutely. First of all, it's a U.S. Pope, first of its kind, and there's just hope for the world. I mean, it's hope for the United States, the 1.4 billion Roman Catholics that are part of the world, and they're all coming together by this one man. And the great thing about all this is that
this guy sounds really gay. Like, he's got a very sing-song voice, right? It's a large gay man.
there's a lot of spirit behind it. And I think just being a Catholic my whole life, obviously.
Or that, or he's just got an effeminate voice. I'm not saying for sure. Said he had kids. Good cover. I'm a jerk.
And experiencing popes being elected in the past, I never felt this enthusiasm like I felt today.
Yeah. And we were just talking about your son may be a little too young to really just get just the feeling of what it feels like to be here on this day just by chances. But for you as his dad, just to know that he's going to have this memory, what's that like?
Well, first of all, he's going to talk a lot about it on the way home. And he's got a brother and a sister at home who are going to be maybe a little bit like, wow, how did it feel, talking about it or being on TV or dad being on TV. And I think the most important part for him is the enthusiastic part, because this is his first pope. So his first election of a pope, I should say. And this is the enthusiasm on the day that we're visiting our Queen of Angels here, which is a beautiful day. And it's kind of all meant to be.
Yeah, it's a big day. And you were just saying, I want you to touch one more just really quickly, if you can, on just that feeling of hope and Americans giving hope to the world today.
I think that's so symbolic with a lot of the things that have been going on in our country, the inflation, the crime, our situation in our government. Now we have a person that's being put there. And I think the conclave came together. I think those cardinals and bishops came together and realized that we're the beacon of hope for many, many countries in the world. And I think putting a U.S. Pope here is going to really bring us to some exciting, peaceful times. And peace is the big word.
You think it makes a statement?
I think it does, without a doubt.
All right, thank you. I know I'm taking you away. The kids are one chaperone short right now because he stayed out to talk with me, but thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, I'll send things back to you all in the studio.
Quite a momentous field trip right there. Thank you so much, Brooke. And we do have more reaction here locally. Gigi Gracietta is live in Sun Valley at Our Lady of the Holy Rosary Church. Gigi.
Good morning. You can hear the bells ringing at 10:44, 10:45. They are announcing there is a new Pope, Papa Leo. I'm with Elizabeth. She speaks Spanish, and she's been telling me how happy she is. Elizabeth, I'm going to translate really quick. Elizabeth, ¿qué tan contenta estás al saber que se haya elegido un Papa americano con carrera hecha en el Perú?
Me da muchísimo gusto, mucha emoción y doy gracias a Dios por esto. Me da muchísimo gusto que sea estadounidense porque estamos en este país.
A ver, she says she's very happy that he's American because we live in this country.
Y otra muy importante porque estuvo en Perú y quiere mucho a la comunidad latina y pues doblemente feliz y agradecida con Dios de que ya tenemos un vicario de Cristo.
And because he served so many years in Peru that he will be able to identify with the Hispanic community. And Elizabeth was very emotional just a short moment ago, hearing the bells
I hope he's able to identify with everybody.
tolling. Está muy emocionada escuchando las campanas anunciando que hay un nuevo papa.
Así es. Yo creo que todos los católicos nos sentimos muy emocionados. Y perdón.
She's tearing up. She says all the Catholics are so emotional, and because the bells are tolling, it makes it even more emotional.
Así es. Es algo...
She understands English. She just can't speak it, but she understood much of what that lady was just saying. You saw her nodding along. She was picking up most of what she was putting down. So she might not be able to speak English, but she can understand it for the most part. Like, you could tell her nonverbal. She was laser focused on what she was saying.
Histórico es algo.
It's historic.
Yeah, es algo
Oh, I think
divino porque.
we didn't need you to translate historico, for the love of God, news lady. I think we got that one. Shit. But yeah, you're in America. Learn some English. She clearly understands it.
Find God's grace.
Los católicos sabemos que el Espíritu Santo es quien elige al Papa y pues por eso es intervención.
Muy emocionada. Gracias, Elizabeth. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, Elizabeth. This is a huge day for Catholics in the United States. Now, at the last survey, it was estimated that about 60 million Catholics here in the United States, 62.
Why is she holding her phone like that and her mic? Look at how she's got her right hand. She's holding the mic, but then she's like pinching her phone. Like, what is that? What is she doing? You're going to drop your phone.
There are 62 million Catholics here in the United States, of which about 40% are actually Hispanic. But the Catholic Church has had a huge issue for years, and that they're losing more members than they're actually accepting into the church. So now the faithful here in the United States hopes that that might change with this new Pope who will identify with.
I've heard that we've actually been gaining, and I'll speak for our local, the Catholic Church that I go to. We had one of the biggest first communions they've seen in a long time. Like, a lot of kids were getting their first communion a few Sundays ago. So, yeah, maybe it's just our little area that's seeing an influx. But I've heard that there are quite a few people that are actually, even in their, deciding to actually convert to Catholicism. Which, hey, there's a lot of good things about it. There's, the Vatican, not one of them. In my opinion.
Us here in the United States, and also with the Hispanic community, which is really the largest community of the Catholic faithful. So it is a huge day. Of course, Papa Leo Robert Francis Prevost, and his middle name, coincidentally, is Francis. Pope Francis just left us. His middle name is Pope Francis. He chose the name Leo XIV. So it is a huge day for Catholics here. And just really quickly,
I don't like the way she's saying Catholic. Why is she putting so much emphasis on the O? I say Catholic. I don't say Catholic.
It's an old saying about the conclave that if you enter the conclave a pope, you will leave a cardinal. And basically that means is if you're one of the favorites, and even worse, if you think you've got the deal sealed, you're going to be the next pope, chances are you're not. And so many experts, so-called religious experts, were really betting against us having an American pope. And look what happened. Now they're sort of eating their words. We do have an American pope, and he brings with him fluency in Spanish. Will be so important, not only here, but of course in Latin America, in many European countries. It's just a huge day.
That's a really good point that you
gotta remember he is going to be doing worldwide outreach. So yeah.
You make, and it made me laugh for a moment because I feel as though it's a message in life and anything that you do. If you're overly confident about it and you think you have it, oftentimes it can work against you. But you bring up a very good point about the Catholic Church and how it is losing members. And this is someone who can perhaps bring in people because of his connection to Peru, his ability to speak Spanish. And I also think about the youth, too. If there is a lack of an interest in the church and the youth are not as, every Sunday they're not going to church or not following the teachings of the Bible. So much has changed in the course of the last few decades.
Well, one of the reasons that many experts think that people are leaving the Catholic Church is because it is very conservative. And Pope Leo has been known to be conservative when it comes to church doctrine. So we won't be seeing any women serving as priests, as you see in maybe the Episcopal Church or other churches. So
what's up, Joe, one of two? Over there on pill.net. Thank you so much for the follow over there. Appreciate you. Oh, dang it. What is going on? Why is that using Microsoft Edge? Why is Pill.net using Microsoft Edge and not Brave? Huh. I need to change my default settings.
A lot of folks who have left the Catholic Church because they feel it is not kept up with the times may be disappointed.
There were a lot of people that left the church from freaking Pope Francis. A lot of people didn't like what Pope Francis was doing and didn't like how there was no consistency in the messaging. And there were people that did get disenchanted with it.
But there are a lot of pros for the religious faithful, like you saw Elizabeth in tears here, hearing the bells tolling here at this Sun Valley.
Why does conservative have to be a bad word? Why?
Catholic Church. It is a huge day for the Catholic community, and I think choosing the best of both worlds for Catholics, which is an American and someone who has such strong Hispanic ties. His mother's name is Mildred Martinez. Now, we don't know if she's from Peru. We know she's of Spanish descent. I don't know where she was born or where her family is from, but he has grown up with a touch of Espanol in his life, and maybe that prompted him to serve so many years in Peru. And we have a huge Peruvian community here in Southern California, so no doubt they're going to be very happy to hear the news.
And Gigi, I don't know if you heard his whole blessing and his message to the masses right there in Rome, but he did speak a lot about the mission of the church to reach out, to hold hands, to go globally, to talk, to the missionary mission of Catholicism, and also the fact that he's bringing in a new energy, right? I think there's a lot of connection Catholics here feel for him because of the fact that, of course, he's American, Peruvian, but he's younger, he's 69, and he does have that message that people can connect with. American, Peruvian, but he's younger, he's 69, and he does have that message that people can connect with.
Giggity, giggity.
Also being 69, Pope Francis was, I believe, 77 when he was named the Pope.
Lord forgive me.
So being 69 is considered very young. He will turn 70 years old in September, but that is still relatively young for a Pope.
69.
So it's imagined that he will serve a long time and hopefully bring what Catholics around the world need. There's been an exodus, not only here in the United States, and the exodus is attributed to many things. People who have just given up on religion, they don't want anything to do with organized religion. People who have found a new religion that better suits them or reflects their beliefs, their personal doctrine. And so this is expected to hopefully re-energize the Catholic Church, especially here in the United States.
I mean, back to your comments about the conservatism within the Catholic Church, Gigi. Pope Francis was still considered a progressive pope in many ways because even though there were women weren't allowed to become priests, they were still elevated to bigger positions within Vatican City and within the church. And
women shouldn't be priests. Women shouldn't be preachers.
The Pope even reached, Pope Francis even reached out to, let's say, even gays, allowing blessings in the Catholic Church for gay relationships. And so here's another Pope that was actually selected by Pope Francis to come back to the Vatican and was almost one of his disciples, so to speak. And being a younger Pope and seeing...
that's some shit wording there, bro. No, I don't like the way you phrase that. No.
Much of the world, South America, America, now living in Europe, perhaps, we don't know how this Pope, what will happen with this Pope, but perhaps Pope Leo will push it further, even further, and be a little more progressive or push that progressive agenda a bit further.
I think Catholics are going to anxiously await to see what his mission is going to be. We know that Pope Francis was all about peace. As you mentioned, he welcomed the LGBTQ community into the church. He welcomed divorced people to take communion. He said the church was for all, and he received a lot of applause from some communities. And he received.
Well, divorced people can still take communion, but you would have to get your previous marriage annulled, which in the eyes of the Catholic Church, if you get your marriage annulled, it's like it never happened, which is kind of crappy, but also It depends. I mean, if you had somebody that was unfaithful and that was the straw that broke the camel's back, I can kind of see it. Just saying.
Received a lot of criticism from the more conservative communities in the Catholic faith. He was very much criticized for that policy of welcoming all, but it was, to say, a welcome policy for so many and brought so many back to the Catholic Church.
Which one is it, dummy? Which one is it? People are leaving and there's an exodus, or so many people are coming back because of a fucking commie pope? Is it just whatever suits your fucking narrative, you dumb cunt? Damn, we're talking about religion and shit and being open, but damn, that pisses me off.
After they left it. So I think we're all going to, and as a Catholic, we're anxiously awaiting to hear what will his doctrine be. We know Pope Francis was about peace. One of his last messages was about Gaza and bringing peace to the Middle East. What will his focus be? What will his cause be? And how will he affect doctrine? He has been known to be conservative. Will that change? Will he maintain the line that Pope Francis started? The policy of more openness, more welcoming, being more inclusive without changing the church's doctrine. So
in that aspect, Pope Francis was changing the doctrine. They act like this isn't something that happened, but no, he was changing doctrine.
We shall see, and it's going to be a welcome. And I know a lot of Catholics are anxiously awaiting to hear more from him.
So the Archdiocese...
An incredibly big moment. And, you know, it's interesting. People are not here yet, not coming...
Nope. Stop there. The Archdiocese of Los Angeles quickly welcomed the new Pope, tweeting, LA Catholics...
The animal-style empire is getting ready to grow again. In and out.
You'll just be playing in the background, I suppose, assholes. Give thanks to God for His Holiness Pope Leo XIV. Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson wrote, congratulations to Pope Leo XIV on his election. His leadership holds deep meaning for many here in Long Beach and around the world. We wish him wisdom and peace as he begins his sacred journey. Yes, I agree with that. Wisdom and peace, and pray that he will be able to, like I said, be a line for Christ. Why not? You know, lead, guide, and direct them, dear God. Yes. Yes. That's what we need. Lady Dozer is making some food downstairs, and I am going to start getting hungry if I'm not careful. This is an historic moment. When a pope passes, God bless Pope Francis, and to see a selection so quickly is remarkable, he said. We are in the Easter season. This is a period of time between Easter Sunday and the Pentecost. It's the holiest of seasons for the Catholics, and to have all of this come to fruition during this holy season is really remarkable. I didn't think in my lifetime I would see an American pope, said LA Councilman Tim McCosker. His appointment marks a new chapter for the Catholic Church and for millions who look to the Church for moral leadership in a complex world, said Rep. Nanette D. Barragan, Democrat from Los Angeles. Diocese of Orange Bishop... Was that supposed to be Orange County? Diocese of Orange County Bishop Kevin Vaughn, Auxiliary Bishop Timothy E. Fryer, and Auxiliary Bishop Than Tai Nguyen, I don't know, issued a joint statement hailing the papal selection. Bishop Vaughn, the bishops, priests, deacons, religious, and the Catholic faithful of the Diocese of Orange, Diocese of Orange, join the entire world today in giving thanks to God for the election of our new Holy Father, Pope Leo XIV, a man of great faith and integrity who will lead the Church in a journey of faith, hope, and love. They said, looking ahead, as Pope Leo XIV begins his pontificate, the global Catholic community anticipates a continuation of his commitment to pastoral care, ecclesial reform, and engagement with contemporary issues facing the Church. Well, there was a fun little article there and a clip. Trish shared a link in the chat. See what you got here. More Pope stuff. What we need to know. What to know about Robert Prevost, the first American Pope.
To the halls of the Vatican, Pope Leo XIV's journey reflects both the American Catholic story and the global Church's evolving identity.
Yeah, News4Jack's anchor Tarek Miner joining us now with more on who Pope
Trish,
Leo is and his ties to that hometown of Chicago.
Yeah, Pope Leo spent a large portion of his life in Peru and oversaw the selections of bishops worldwide. But it's the fact that his real roots are American that are historical and an indication that the Catholic Church is open to change. It's a moment that will be remembered not just by history books, but by millions of faithful on both sides of the Atlantic.
With you, I am a Christian, and for you, I am a bishop.
Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, who's now known as Pope Leo XIV, was born in Chicago in 1955 and raised on the city's working-class South Side. It's a community that was shaped by immigrants and Catholic parishes that were once at the center of American urban life. Pope Leo graduated from Villanova with a bachelor's degree in mathematics in 1977 before being ordained a priest in 1982. He studied at the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago before eventually earning a doctorate in canon law in Rome. But it was in Peru and not the U.S. where he built a reputation as a humble servant of the poor. Pope Leo eventually became a naturalized Peruvian citizen and later the Bishop of Chiclayo. Before his election, he served as the head of the Vatican's dicastery for bishops, the office that helps decide who leads Catholic dioceses around the world. His appointment to that powerful post by Pope Francis in 2023 was widely seen as a signal of the growing trust in his leadership. Pope Leo XIV is now part of a small club of American firsts in the Catholic Church. The first U.S. bishop was appointed in 1789, the same year George Washington took office. And now, nearly 250 years later, an American has ascended to the highest role in the church.
Well, there you go.
The Pope isn't considered a conservative or a liberal, but instead a centrist, and on many issues is a progressive. He's expected to embrace marginalized groups like Pope Francis, who fought for migrants and who fought for the poor.
You can miss me with that fucking noise. Like, seriously, if they start doing that, I'm going to be disenchanted as hell with it. But, I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to be, praying that he's going to be a good pope. And, well, hopefully, I don't know. Like I said, be a good example, a Christly example for the Catholic Church. And hopefully, hopefully we get away from some of the woke crap and we don't have the scolding, the scolding that came from the last pope to this president. And so he's a naturalized Peruvian citizen. So I guess he has dual citizenship. Born in America, still retains American citizenship, but also naturalized Peruvian because he was there. So he immigrated because he was living down there, doing his cardinal stuff, I suppose. I don't know. A lot of interesting stuff for sure. So, let's see. Let me see here. I think it's about all I want to talk about there. As a Catholic, it is something that was interesting to me, and I felt like sharing. So, and it is a pretty big event in the world, new pope. So, I figured it was worth talking about. Let's see here. Let me find this next topic. Where did it go? I know I saved these dang clips. I know I did. Or not. Maybe I didn't. Or maybe X is just being stupid. It does that from time to time. Where did it go? It sure as heck did get lost. Man, sorry about that, y'all. Sorry this is taking me longer than it should. Give me a sec. Let me find it. Okay. All right, we got a good one here. Let me save that. I'm not sure why this was not ready and up to go. I thought I had put this in my bookmarks, y'all. My apologies. Actually, we'll do this one. That's a good clip. That's not a good clip. Never mind. Let's try this. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the thing out of the way that pissed me off today about Kash. If I can find the damn thing. Here we go. Here we go. This one here. What's up, Bry Guy B Money? Good to see you. This one here, guys. Damn it. So there's a longer one. What's up, Sangland86? Hibbity jibbities. There you go. There's a longer clip, but we're going to play the first one real quick just to get... I've watched it a couple times. And it really bugs me. This response is unacceptable. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. But this is not not good. It's not good, y'all. Like, I can't really find a positive out of this. I try to find a positive and try to make a crap. I mean, I'm going to try to make this crap sandwich palatable, but it's a fucking crap sandwich right now. It's a fucking crap sandwich with this.
Person with a brain and a beating heart.
Yes, sir.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Did you see his body language?
Are you going to release all the information?
Looked off to the side, looking cagey, kind of shifting in his seat.
About that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Kash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we are.
I love Kennedy.
We've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also.
Nope. He's talking about the Epstein files. He's not talking about the stuff around the death of Epstein. You shifted there, Kash.
So doesn't
you can't use the fucking. They're fucking. Nope. They keep using the victims, right? They keep using the victims. That's their excuse. That's their excuse for why the information's not coming out. Well, we got to protect the victims. We got to make sure we protect the victims' information. Got to protect their identities. Yeah, it's all about the victims, right? We got to make sure we have victim compliance here. No, at a certain point, you can't keep using that. That's a fucking excuse. It's a crush that you guys are fucking depending on. And the fact that you, Kash Patel, you fucking sold us a false. You fucking fraudster. You are a fucking charlatan. Fuck you, Kash Patel. You came in fucking hard before you got into the fucking position, talking about you're going to turn the fucking the office in DC into the Museum of the Deep State. First fucking day. You said that first fucking day. That's what you were going to do, right? You fake ass motherfucker. And then you come in, you're talking about no one believed that Epstein fucking killed himself. Nobody fucking believes that Epstein actually fucking killed himself. But when you were fucking faced with this question, you answered like a goddamn deep state bitch. That's what you have just devoured deep state dick at this point, haven't you, fucking Kash Patel? That absolutely fucking unacceptable. Unacceptable as a son of a bitch. And we have to fucking make it fucking known that we're pissed off. We have to make noise on social media. You have to fucking talk about it to people. This is not okay. This is something that has to be addressed. We can't, and I say it over and over again. But what are we really going to do besides pretty much we just got to rabble rouse. We got to make fucking noise. Make noise about it. I'm doing what I can with this show. I'm doing what I can on social media. I'm doing what I can when I talk to people. This has to fucking stop. The deep state can't have this much control. They can't. I don't know if, looking at his body language, it looks like he maybe is just scared shitless. Maybe he's just scared shitless. I don't fucking know. I don't know if he's just scared shitless, if he's scared, like if his family, and maybe, okay, if your family's been threatened, maybe this is a sign that people that get in positions like this, maybe they need to be single guys with nothing to lose pretty much. Maybe. But I mean, there's got to be somebody that they're going to try to get to try to compromise you. Kash is compromised. Compromise Kash Patel. That and the wording is what really bothers me. He said, "I believe that Jeffrey Epstein hung himself in a cell." That really is what you believe? Really, bro? Really? And with the way he started laying into the victims, right? So Kennedy was asking him about the files with Epstein's death. And he completely switched and flipped to the Epstein files about the victims and the abusers. That's not what Kennedy asked you about. Kennedy asked you about the Epstein death. Suicide. Fuck Kash Patel. I'm done with him. Fuck him. The only one that I got left is Dan Bongino, I guess. We'll see what Dan does. But I'm at this point not optimistic. I'm not optimistic that anything's going to be done. And that's great that this DOJ and this FBI, it's great that they got 205 kitty diddlers. That's great. Those are small fucking fish, though. Get your small fish out of the way, but at least fucking give us a sign. A sign that you guys are actually doing something when it comes to these elites that were hurting kids for years and years and years. At least give us something. Give us at least the assurance that indictments are coming. I know Mike Davis came out and said that a while back, but just what the fuck, y'all? What the fuck? Make our voices heard. That's about all we can do. It's really all we ever could do. I mean, you can vote, you can use your freedom of speech. But my God, what a fucking disappointment this is. What a deep, deep disappointment. Let's listen to the rest of it.
Put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as CSAM.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator.
There that was. Yes, Kash needs all the slaps. Not in a fun way. Nope. Not a fun way. I don't know, guys. There's a bunch of clips that we're seeing from Kash back in the day with Benny Johnson. The energy is different. Like I get it.
You know, it's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing?
Oh, I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
This is
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but if you release the names, right? What the hell are the House Republicans doing?
What are you doing?
They have the majority. You can't get the list? You're going to accept Dick Durbin's word or whoever that guy is as to who is on that list and who isn't, and that it can and can't be released? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are. We have an election.
You know what?
Coming up, and we need to adjudicate this matter at the polls. God knows the FBI and DOJ aren't going to do anything, but how are you going to reward the FBI with a new headquarters building after their illegal surveillance on Donald Trump?
That's supposed to be a museum right
now.
With
a reauthorization of FISA, and we can't even get basic documents out. This is why America hates Congress.
Yeah, there's reasons for Americans to hate Congress. Yeah, and people who lie about what they're going to do whenever they get in. Kash bro. What the fuck? See if I can't find anything better here. I know I had a longer clip between Kash and Kennedy. that I wanted to watch. There was actually some really good stuff, a really good back and forth. But Kash seems to be eating his own words. Maybe easier said than done. If we were in his shoes, might not be that easy. The problem is we're not in his shoes. Okay? He is the one that took on that fucking role. So you know what? I'm not going to make it a fucking excuse for him, JJR. No. You asked for this fucking role, buddy, and you fucking sold it up real fucking good. So no, JJR, I'm not going to give him that excuse. I get it that it's harder when you get into a position, but no, man, you were out in the limelight for years talking about what you were going to do when you got in there, what needed to be done, what should be done. You're going to have to pay up, or people are going to hate you. And I'm getting to that fucking point where I just fucking hate this shit. I'm tired of being fucking lied to. I'm tired of this shit. Let me look at my my post that I made earlier. And I think I'm pretty sure I said it fairly well. But let me find it real quick. And oh, thank you so much for the $1 Rumble rant. Turn in the chat blue once again. Kash got told, look, it's aliens. Always has been. Yes, indeed. Probably so. Thanks so much for that. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're not in the club. We're not. But and I get that there are things that we don't know that are going on, and maybe he had to say it that way. I will be pleasantly surprised, and I'll eat my words if he comes out and reverses course, or maybe they actually start indicting people. You've had over 100 fucking, like, you've had time. Indictments should be in the works. That I don't think that's unreasonable to at least be asking for indictments to be in the works, right? That's not too much. I'm not bitching too much. Like, there's some of these people that are just like, hey, calm down, just chill, man, it'll happen, it's coming, trust the plan. I ain't gonna trust nothing. I'm gonna trust what I see. Some abstract fucking plan that people talk about. Well, let's see the shit. There's been a lot good that's been happening. I'm not saying this administration's a loss at all. But in this aspect, on this specific issue, this is so fucking frustrating. Let me check real quick here. God, I post a lot. Guys, follow me on X at Dozer74 __. We're creeping up on 3,750 followers there on X. And if you're watching me over there on X, check out Rumble, guys. That's where the water is warm for free speech. Yep. Oh, you had the full hearing. Damn, I didn't see that. Lord of the Rings Q is a psyop. Yes. I agree. I think it started out with something positive, and then it was quickly, and they said some good things. Don't get me wrong. Q was a good thing, and it got a lot of people woke up, and that's fine. But it was quickly latched onto by nefarious deep staters. And yes, it was a psyop. Had some good things at the start. That were things that were people have been talking about those things for a while, and I know a lot of people still love the Q shit. God bless you. I disagree. There are some things that are said that are positive in that for sure, but in a large part, it lulled conservatives into a sense of complacency. Just trust the plan. The storm is coming. 10 years later, come on now. But if that's something that you choose to have faith in, then all the power to you. I support you in that. And it does get people on some good things, but I think a lot of people got lulled into complacency. So that's just my opinion. But let's see. Here's my post here about it. And I posted the clip there. But this is the type of thing that will radicalize those who lean right. When the ones who gave us all the winks and nods that they would destroy the deep state become part of it, there's no point in acting like there are any good guys. That's how I was feeling this morning, 11 hours ago. Like, there are no fucking good guys coming to save you. Like, they're all fucking working together. They're all fucking scratching each other's backs. Like, or they're gonna be threatened, or fucking just taken over. even if they've got some of the best intentions. It seems like even the purest of intent can be corrupted by evil, and it may be by force. It may be by promises of riches and power. I don't know. But dang it, I missed a. Oh, there it is. 5 minutes 11 seconds at the beginning. Ooh, thank you, Trish. Oh no, I didn't get to it quick enough. Let me actually pull that down, and I'll go over to the chat. Where did he go? There it is. So we'll skip around actually on this, Trish. Thank you so much for posting that again. I appreciate you. Lovely mod in the chat. Helping out when you can. Always appreciated. Let me check this real quick. It said 5 minutes and 11 seconds in. Let me see. I want to watch. Let's see. We'll check right at that Durbin that's talking right at the start. Oh, I should probably share my screen. Huh, you guys are just looking at me look off to the side. Yeah. Appreciate the kind words there, JJR. I try to be level-headed sometimes.
I thank everyone for coming, and I'm told others are on their way. I hope that's true. I recognize myself now for an opening statement. I thank the members who are here and those who will be coming, and I thank our witnesses today. This is really a great panel we have.
Entropy Nomad, you feeling some music there? Maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when the doves cry. I don't know why, but it felt, you know what? I'll allow it.
And a lot of talent, expertise, and I'm grateful that you would take time to be with us today. Today's hearing is titled Criminalizing America, the Growth of Federal Offenses and Regulatory Overreach. We could have just as easily called it Oversight of Congress because we created the problem that we are here to discuss today. The problem is the number of federal and regulatory crimes has simply escalated out of control, to the point that law-abiding Americans unknowingly commit several crimes every day. According to one study,
we're going to skip ahead here.
That's why I'm proud to co-lead, along with Congressman Roy, Ranking Member Biggs, and Congressman Cohen, the Count the Crimes to Cut Act. This bipartisan bill would require the Attorney General to provide us with a report detailing all federal crimes, including the elements, the potential penalties, and the number of prosecutions in the last 15 years, and the
I forget what it is. Do you know what the difference is in this proposed law and the law that exists now?
I have seen that. I think the current carjacking law is an inappropriate federal law.
Trish, I don't see Kash in
it should be the states.
I think we might have
it
the
is their
wrong
primary role to enforce those laws. And
yeah, I don't see
sadly
Kash
the carjacking, and I would also say the Hobbs Act cases, which is in essence now the robbery of a Kentucky Fried Chicken, for example.
So wait,
this is an example of the headline of the day driving the lawmaking and expanding the federal.
Trish, I don't know if this is the right
we'll
link.
look at that when a bill comes before our committee to see how we respond to it.
Yeah, you might have sent me the wrong one. It's all right. That's all right. Now, if you find it, that's all right. But if not, that's okay too. Because I'm gonna be looking up some here on X. I thought I had more saved, but I got one good one here saved. Where he was here's a good. We'll give head pats to Kash for the exchange that he had with a rep. I will say he did have a good bit of spitfire with her. So I do appreciate that. Here we go. Let's see. This is 2 minutes and 30 seconds here. Oh, it was the impeachment manager. Would you pause? God. What? I don't know. What is this? It's not letting me pause it, so if you guys are hearing that.
Second impeachment. It was a sad, solemn duty. And so I wanted to ask you about that.
Sad, solemn duty.
Mr. Patel, as you and the president continue to weaponize and investigate his perceived enemies, as you follow this blueprint, when can I, a former impeachment manager, expect the FBI at my door?
Now. How about
Ma'am, you
now?
want to know who was targeted by a weaponized FBI? Me. You want to know how and why?
Well,
you want to know what I'm doing to fix it?
That. Let me move on.
Well, you should read the
topics.
book because there's no enemies list on that book.
So
there are people that violated their constitutional obligations and their duties to the American people,
good. You
and they
gave
were
them the
rightly
process.
called out.
I'm
And
changing
you should
topics.
give that book to every one of your constituents so they can read about it.
I won't be doing that.
That's their loss.
During your Senate confirmation hearings,
her ass.
you repeatedly denied having any involvement as a private citizen in the firing of FBI officials who engaged in the prosecution against January 6th insurrectionists, the violent rioters who beat and killed Capitol police officers,
fucking liar.
and whom you referred to as political prisoners.
Oh
Since
my
then,
God.
multiple
Fuck this
whistleblowers have
bitch.
come forward, and we know that you likely committed
Fuck this
perjury.
bitch.
At the same hearing,
I
you
wish
claimed you were not familiar with Stu Peters, an anti-Semitic Holocaust denier, despite the fact that you appeared on Mr. Peters' podcast 8 separate times. 8 times. And you claimed not to recall. Mr. Patel, my
Sup,
second
Castro?
question is,
Sup, Sam?
should we worry more about your memory or your veracity?
We should worry more about your lack of candor. You're accusing me of committing
Shut up,
perjury.
bitch!
Tell the American people how I broke the law and committed a felony. Have the audacity to actually put the facts
then
forward
the answer is
instead of
both.
lying for political banter so you can have a 20-second
answer
donation hit.
The answer is both. I believe that the
The
men and
answer is
women of
you're
the
failing, not
I
me.
reclaim my time.
Oh,
Go
fuck
ahead.
Time. He said, go ahead. And she got quiet. Just because she was told what to do.
Mr. Patel, I believe that the members of the FBI, and I know many of them, many retired, 38,000 people, as you say, it's a little less than that now, deserve the very best, deserve extraordinary independence.
That's not you.
Deserve freedom from the fears of being investigated, the freedom of coming forward to make sure they're doing their job.
What an horrendous whore. A whore for lies. Yeah, there no people on certification day 2021 killed any cops there, you liar. The fact that people are still allowed to say that shit, I had a fucking blow up where I kept it pretty civil until she told me I was she said I was lying, and then tried to say that she had a federal a son or a nephew that was a federal officer, and she could have him give a conversation with me. I'm like, fucking get him on the phone. Let's have a conversation right now. I'll tell him he's a liar to his face. No January 6ers, J6ers. They didn't kill any cops. You fucking lying whore. What a just awful human being. The fact they continue to do this stuff and they say it with such conviction. The way she got that like mocking voice that she did, political prisoners, like, you would be running the gulags. You are one of the ones. You ran the impeachment stuff. What just horrible people we have in government, guys. Like, there are a few good ones, but for the most part, they're just not good people. We've got to do better. If you're in a place that just, I guess the incumbency bias is a lot of it. People see the familiar name, so they click it. They write it in, fill in the bubble by the name they're familiar with. I don't see how people like this are able to stay in power or stay in a position of authority. They're not supposed to have power over us. They're not supposed to rule us. They're supposed to be a conduit for the will of the people. It often seems that they're too focused on their own will and their own power and their own riches. But yeah, Castro said, time for another haircut already, getting shaggy. Yeah, it's growing quick, isn't it? I didn't expect it to be coming back so darn quickly. but it is. Rambling on 365, 99% shit in our government. We had the, speaking of... Entropy Nomad had a Rumble rant for a freaking weird music video. 99% shit. We see it everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in the streets. It's in Congress. It's prevalent in Congress. Guys, if you have not yet smashed that like button yet, what are you waiting for? We're up to 22. Not bad. Not bad. I see it. We could probably get more, but I like it. Commenting in the comment section is carrying you all. Reposting here on Rumble is something you can also do to help get more eyes on this show and eyes on the channel. When you repost, you do have to say something. I'm not saying you have to be nice. You can call me a fag if you like. Or you could say something nice or neutral. Something. With a whoosh, slap at a peach. Castro. Indeed. Indeed. I'm going to find more clips here. I thought I had more pulled up in my bookmarks. I apparently was incorrect. My apologies for not being as prepared as I should be for the stream, you all. Thought I had them all pulled up, but I guess not. Let's go to bookmarks. Let's do all the bookmarks. Maybe that's my problem. I didn't put it in my... We're going to save that one for later in the premium portion, which we will have a premium portion coming up. Let's see. Update on Ed Martin. We talked about him. Apparently, he's been removed from consideration and is being has been nominated to the director of the Department of Justice Director of the Weaponization Working Group, Associate Deputy Attorney General. He will be moving to the Department of Justice as the new Director of the Weaponization Working Group, Associate Deputy Attorney General, a pardon attorney. Damn, 3 different roles. So Congress said no, Tom Tillis said no, and then Trump said, all right, fine, you don't want him for this role. Guess what? I'm going to give him not 1, not 2, but 3, at least 3 other roles in government, trying to root out corruption and hopefully put your head on a spike after due process. After that lovely, lovely due process. Yeah, we'll see, I suppose. But let me see. I know I had another clip here, damn it. Weird. If I just have to search it, I will do so. Usually don't take this long to find stuff. Usually have it right there. Man, I was not good on the bookmarking today, y'all. Nope. Sanglant, yes, I did. We'll put that in the premium portion, too. Kanye came out with a new song. And I don't know if Kanye is just do I prepare for streams? Usually. Yeah, it's the Dim's new favorite chant. Oh my god. Yeah, Judge Jeanine Pirro, she's the interim though. Entropy. That's interim still. So I don't know how they managed to do that she's the interim one, because they still got to vote. The Senate still has to put a vote. Maybe the interim timeline starts again because he removed the one and placed another interim one. So Judge Boasberg is not going to be able to put in whoever he wants. But Judge Jeanine Pirro apparently is the interim U.S. District Attorney for D.C. I don't know what I have no clue how to feel about that. Honestly, I don't. Like, she's smart. She's a very smart woman. Hasn't practiced in a while, so don't know how well she's going to be able to do with that. Like, at a certain point, are you just putting your buddies in there? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's 120 days extended. Nice. Okay. There you go. All right. What's up, Neurodivergent One? Awesome mod in the chat. What's up, California Condor? Good to see you. Don't believe I've ever seen your username in the chat. Welcome to the Dozer Den if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Dozer Den. We talk about stuff and things here. That's stuff and things. Enunciation is quite important here in the Dozer Den. Get your filthy minds out of the gutter. Not that type of show. We usually cover 3 to 4 news topics, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then we have a bit of a palate cleanser at the end. And on Saturdays, The main focus is the Dozer Den DJ Hour, where I take your music video requests and we have ourselves a chill stream. Do a little bit of a decompress at the end of the week. Usually we have at least one topic that we discuss or focus on, and then we're taking music video requests throughout the whole thing. And there goes my camera. Why is it switching? What in the good gracious? Ugh. Rumble, why have you forsaken me? Why, oh why? Can you guys still see me? Can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? Sorry, folks. Salt Dumpster, good to see you, bud. Oh, gosh darn it. At least the audio's there. Let's do a refresh, damn it. Be back in a blink. All right, I think we're back. Need a better den? No. Good to see everybody popping in at the 2-hour mark. Looks like that other notification got people's attention. Oh, don't forget to smash that like button. At least the audio was good. I don't know what's going on. Frogs has been shit lately as well. Wonder if it's a thing. It must be. It must be. There's a lot of stuff going on with Rumble right now. They are, hell, Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed on to the Rumble Cloud infrastructure, so that's pretty cool. You got the two NFL Florida teams. The Dolphins and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's pretty cool. At least it didn't capture a funny... I mean, that might have been worth memeing, though, honestly. At least the chat stayed open over there, so that's good. But let me pull up... I'm going to pull up some dang clips here. Excuse me. Ooh, here's a good one. That was the right search metric I needed to use. Oh, there you go. Trish found the link that she was thinking about earlier. Bam. Let me pull that up. I got some clips here we're going to play, and then we might go ahead and play some of the actual... Ooh, we're at 2 hours already. Ah. All right. Let me play this one real quick here, and then we'll play some of that. How much does a pirate pay for an ear corn? A buccaneer! Arr! An ear of corn. A buccaneer. I'm gonna give you a round of applause for that, Salt Dumpster. Oh man, it was good. It was good. I like it. I like it. What did my eldest child say to me today? She told me a joke. I forgot what she said though. It was actually pretty funny. She's got a good sense of humor. My kids are pretty funny. I like it. But let me dang it, I'll think about it in a second probably. What was she saying? She had a really good joke. She'll have to tell me tomorrow. It's a perfect dad joke. Perfect one. Guys, I was walking in a field the other day and I stumbled over a rock. You know what I call that? A field trip. Yeah. Yeah. Just let that one set. Let that one set on the cringe factor in your body. All right, got a quick little 30-second section here of the Kash stuff.
Dr. Patel, when should we expect this FY25 spend plan for the FBI? Have you seen it? Have you reviewed it? When will we get it?
I'll get you an answer, ma'am. I don't have a timeline on that.
It was due last week by law.
I understand.
And your answer is you just understand you're not going to follow the law?
My answer is that I am following the law, and I'm working with my interagency partners to do this and get you the budget that you are required to have.
And you have no timeline?
No.
Well, that's kind of crappy.
So direct.
It's just kind of like blunt, but no. Oh, that was somebody saying that he's shielded, despot, and untouchable. Oh, cry harder. What's up, Sertorius01? Good to see you. Oh, dang. Yeah. Rumble's been struggling. I don't know. Maybe it'll get better. Oh, she's your senator. That sucks. Let's see. Yeah. So these are just going to be people that are like liking. Let's pull up the link from Trish here. So it was before the House Appropriations Committee. Kash needs to start dropping hammers. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to. I think that I kind of have a feeling that Kash and Pam for sure. Pam's garbage. She's been garbage. We could have had fucking Matt Gaetz. Okay, we could have had Matt Gaetz, but we got Pam fucking Bondi, who was in charge to an extent whenever the first Epstein stuff went through. Yeah, I don't think the hammers are going to come. Maybe they will. I want to be proven wrong. I do. I really, really do. But let's see. Let's get past this harpy. Oh, it's the whole thing, huh? Well, let's go ahead and watch the whole back and forth between this bitch. Bondike is a media cuck. Yeah, she's way too focused on the interviews. Way too focused on the interviews. It gets old. It gets damn old. And I mean, Bongino still got some favor from me. I never really watched Bongino. He just time wise, it just never really lined up for me because of work. But I'd watch clips from him every now and then, and he seemed like a legit fella. And I have no reason to disbelieve that he's going to try to root out corruption and actually address these issues. But Kash Patel saying that Epstein killed himself, nope, that's a problem. A damn big problem. This is Madeline Dean. Let's see. We might watch this at 2 speed.
Testimony and for being here today. I've been looking at the president's 120-word FBI budget request, the so-called skinny, I'll call it Ozempic request, that states that, quote, the undoing of the weaponization of the FBI is one of the administration's top priorities. The weaponization of the FBI that is something that deeply concerns me. It should concern all of us. And yet, since taking office, President Trump has been on a revenge tour. He has targeted individuals, universities, law firms, with executive orders to cut them out or to make them come under his will. He has used ICE to disappear U.S. citizens without due process. And he's fully ignored a unanimous Supreme Court order. And then over the weekend, wasn't sure if he was obligated to uphold the Constitution of the United States. In your book, your recent book, Government Gangsters, you include an appendix with a list of names that people have referred to as an enemies list. Now, I know you will claim it's just an appendix, not an enemies list. So let's focus on how the president sees it, on what the president calls it. And you proudly display his quote on the front cover of your book. The president calls this a brilliant roadmap, a blueprint. And I have...
Real quick, Entropy Nomad says, recently flew Southwest encountering a rough landing. Pilot came on the intercom assigning blame. That wasn't my fault. It wasn't the co-pilot's fault. It wasn't the steward's fault. It was the asphalt. So they hit the road hard. Yes, indeed. Now these they're not disappearing citizens. These lying cunts. Absolute lying cunts.
Not even raised your storied children's book, The Plot Against the King. It concerns me how many people from this blueprint have been targeted with executive orders and FBI investigations. The FBI cannot be weaponized, and under your leadership, it has been nothing but a weapon alongside the president to go after the president's perceived opponents, to stifle dissent and free speech. A few weeks ago, as we saw through a social media post that you quickly deleted, the FBI arrested a judge in Wisconsin for correctly asking ICE officials if they had a judicial warrant instead of an administrative warrant, which they did not have. Despite this judge following the law, on the morning of April the 25th, the FBI arrested the judge in an escalation of the weaponization of the FBI under your leadership. Let me be clear. A functioning democracy does not lock up judges. I am gravely.
If they break the fucking law, they do. What the fuck are you idiots talking about? You stupid bastards. Gene Bondano says, I voted for whatever this bitch. You voted for whatever this bitch is reeing about. Yes, yes, indeed. Yeah. The thing is, we're not locking up judges just randomly. These are judges that have broken the fucking law. So no, honey, spare me your indignation.
Concerned about the utter lack of independence of the FBI and its weaponization under your leadership.
Guys, don't forget to
I am
smash
concerned that the president is using this book, your book, as a blueprint, as he has said. It's a blueprint for revenge. And I am concerned that your eagerness, a childlike giddiness to carry out the president's revenge tour, you've shown yourself to be unserious in your statements before you were sworn in and some after. You've shown yourself unfit to lead this important agency. I was an impeachment manager for President Trump's second impeachment. It was a sad, solemn duty. And so I wanted to ask you about that.
You were so happy to be in that role, you were practically pissing yourself. Shut the fuck up.
Mr. Patel, as you and the president continue to weaponize and investigate his perceived enemies, as you follow this blueprint, when can I, a former impeachment manager, expect the FBI at my door?
Ma'am, you want to know who was targeted by weaponized FBI? Me. You want to know how and why?
Well,
you want to know what I'm doing to
book
fix it?
about that. Let me move on.
Well, you should read the book because there's no enemies list on that book.
So
There are people that violated their constitutional obligations and their duties to the American people,
That's good. You
and they
gave
were
them due
rightly
process.
called out.
I'm
And
changing
you should
topics.
give that book to every one of your constituents so they can read about it.
I won't be doing that.
That's their loss.
During your Senate confirmation hearings, you repeatedly denied having any involvement as a private citizen in the firing of FBI officials who engaged in the prosecution against January 6 insurrectionists, the violent rioters who beat and killed Capitol police officers.
No, they didn't. And I wish Kash Patel would have said that's a lie.
And whom you referred to as political prisoners.
Fuck this cunt.
Since then, multiple whistleblowers have come forward, and we know that you likely committed perjury. At the same hearing, you claimed you were not familiar with Stu Peters, an anti-Semitic Holocaust denier, despite the fact that you appeared on Mr. Peters' podcast 8 separate times. 8 times. And you claimed not to recall. Mr. Patel, my second question is, should we worry more about your memory or your veracity?
We should worry more about your lack of candor. You're accusing me of committing perjury. Tell the American people how I broke the law and committed a felony. Have the audacity to actually put the facts forward instead of lying for political banter so you can have a 20-second donation hit.
The answer is both. I believe that
The answer is you're failing, not me.
I my time.
Go ahead.
The members of the FBI, and I know many of them, many retired, 38,000 people, as you say, it's a little less than that now, deserve the very best, deserve extraordinary independence, deserve freedom from the fears of being investigated, the freedom of coming forward to make sure they're.
If they're breaking the law, they need to be investigated. They are not above being investigated for being assholes. Fuck you people.
Doing their job. And I'll end with this, that I think it's interesting that in your proposal today, you find yourself at a gulf of difference between you and the president. I wonder how you will resolve that. Will you go to the president and say, we need 11.2 billion, not what you cut out of here? You're asking for more than $1 billion than the president's request. Are you going to go to the president and straighten out that gulf?
I'll do what I've always done and represent the American people, defend this country, and make sure the Constitution is always upheld and the FBI is never weaponized. Maybe you should do the same.
So you agree with the president when he says he doesn't know if he should uphold his constitutional duty?
If you want to just keep putting words in my mouth, the TV cameras are outside.
I thank you. I yield back. Again, this is an unserious moment, sadly.
Yeah, from you, bitch.
For the FBI. I yield back.
More so for you.
Yeah, there we go.
Mr. Strong.
That was okay.
Senator Shelley Moore.
What is that? That's not what I want to watch. That was pretty good. Okay, that was good. I liked that one. That makes it feel a little bit better after the bullshit from him talking about Epstein, though. That's a problem. He's gonna have to do something about that. Trump's gonna have to do something about this. Like at a certain point, there are some things that are gonna have to be answered for. And if not, we have an unserious government. We have an unserious process. We have an unserious administration. If they're not actually going to address some of these issues and actually get into them, then yeah, Republicans are asshole right now. It's very frustrating. I agree. Kash did get some digs in there. It was good to see, but we've got this. I talk about the Lion Party every now and then, because I've said that I think that what Trump's the America First agenda has brought forth a new wing of the Republican Party that I would call the Lion Party. It's more independent, libertarian, which is my flavor. But there's so many people that have been in there for so many years that I don't know if there's really much that we can do about it. Like at some point, there's got to be an Etch-a-Sketch. Like we've got to everybody's got to go. Keep Thomas Massey. Keep Rand Paul. Keep Senator John Kennedy, or Senator or Representative John Kennedy. Keep John Kennedy. Other than that, fuck everybody else. Everybody else needs to go. Start over. Get some new blood in there. I say 3 or 4. Maybe 5. There might be 5. I'd have to think a little bit longer on it. But, like the Lion of Judah. I don't know, maybe. Rand is just talking about the tariffs. He doesn't agree with the tariff stuff. And that's fine. I am okay with people disagreeing with Trump. That's a good thing. A robust debate is a good thing. But Rand is definitely not happy with send Bulldozer to DC. Just start headbutting these faggots. Back in the old day, they used to beat each other with canes. Oh no, Jewdozer. Apparently I do have a little bit of Jewish ancestry. I don't know how much, but my uncle said that he had did the DNA test and found that they had some Jewish ancestry. Yeah. See, we're talking about Caitlyn Jenner here. Just had Caitlyn Jenner. Here was your ancestry. Yeah. Oh man. Getting a little bit hungry. Lady Dozer was cooking something earlier. I was smelling it. You know what? You know what one of the good things that you can do when you're hungry, guys? Get you some of that biltong from www.biltongusa.com. We got some more of the Angus because I ate all of the Wagyu. This stuff, guys. Go to www.biltongusa.com. Use promo code DOZER for 10% off of your order. This is an amazing snack that replaces the urge to chow down on some junk food. Guys, this stuff is chocked full of protein, creatine, B vitamins, iron, magnesium, potassium, zinc. You know what it doesn't have? It does not have MSG, soy, added sugar, none of that crap, or gluten. No gluten in this stuff. It is truly one of the best snacks that you get, or even a meal replacement. I kind of had it for dinner earlier. Finished off that bag of Wagyu. And, this stuff is what beef jerky wishes it could be, if I'm going to be completely honest. It is from a family. Anton moved from South Africa to come to this country to spread his meat around the country. This stuff, look at this chunk. Look at this. That's a big old pinch right there. That right there can stave off cravings. I'm just saying. I've experienced it firsthand. I put the whole thing in there. You got to put Anton's meat in your mouth, guys. It's seriously worth every penny. And if you want a snack or meal replacement that is low or no carb, I think, helps stimulate your body, stimulate your mind. Not medical advice here, but it is a wonderful, wonderful product, guys. There you go. See? Had to spend an hour chopping veggies and fruit for meal prep. Could have saved some time and shoved some meat, some of Anton's meat in your mouth. Damn right you could, Entropy Nomad. If you go there, if you get some of the amazing products there, use that promo code Dozer for 10% off. It is definitely worth your money. That's right. Castro loves Anton's meat in his mouth. It's very important. Very important to get that meat. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. Stimulate your hair. Yeah. Maybe that's why my hair's been growing back quicker, guys. It's because the biltong. Biltong. It's what's for dinner. And a healthy snack. Oh, man. But yeah, Kash Patel. Had some good points. Had some other points where it was just kind of crap. Kind of crap. They were talking about citizens being locked up. Seriously? Yeah, there you go. Gene Mondano says, Anton and Queen of Biltong have a fun cooking show on Friday afternoons around 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern. Yes, they do. They have great chemistry, and they're making food. It will make you hungry. Make you want to order some of that biltong. Salt dumpster. It's all in good fun. All in good fun. But yeah, so they were talking about locking up U.S. citizens and deporting U.S. citizens, which is a fucking lie. They keep saying this shit. And people are fucking stupid enough. They're stupid enough to believe it. Yes, it is on Rumble, Entropy Nomad. I've post a link in the chat. Yeah, I don't have the link on me right now, but if somebody who is mentioning it, Gene Bondano, if you could look that up real quick and you want to post that link in chat, that is perfectly fine. Follow King of Biltong. I think it's King of Biltong. I think that's what his channel name is. I forgot. I was watching it the other day. Excuse me. Good Lord. But my Maryland man. Yeah, the Maryland man misinformation. Yeah. But it turns out most of these people are not U.S. citizens. And there was a Georgia college student who ran a red light, and now she's facing deportation for simply running a red light and being brown. No, actually, turns out her and her whole family have been here illegally. What the hell? Let's check this story out. Got it from the New York Post. Georgia, Dalton State. Georgia college student faces deportation after running red light. Police discover her entire family has been living illegally in the U.S. for years. By Nicholas McIntyre. A Georgia college student faces deportation after she ran a red light, and authorities discovered her entire family has been illegally living in the U.S. for nearly 15 years. Mexican national Ximena Arias Cristobal, 19, was pulled over by police in Dalton, Georgia on May 5th on Cinco de Mayo, when she failed to adhere to a no-turn on red sign. Ximena Arias Cristobal, a Dalton State Community College student, was driving without a driver's license, but told officers she had an international driver's license, according to WTVC, citing the arrest report. She doesn't look happy. Nope. She admitted that she didn't have the foreign document when Dalton police officers asked her to show it, claiming that her mother had taken it away from her and said she was not supposed to be driving. In 2010, Arias Cristobal was brought to the U.S. illegally by her parents when she was only 4 years old, during the family's move from Mexico City to the Dalton area, over 30 miles from the Tennessee and Georgia border. Because of her non-citizen status, Arias Cristobal was paying out-of-state tuition for school despite living in the area. The officer who pulled her over attempted to speak to the teen's mom and the owner of the car, but neither of them spoke English, according to the report. Arias Cristobal was arrested and charged with driving without a valid license and failure to obey traffic control devices. Why not? Like, you've built a family, you've built a life here. Why not just do it legally? I don't understand these people. I know the process isn't easy, but it, probably shouldn't be. Oh, there's the link right there. There you go. Eat Antons. Bam. Check them out. Follow. Let them know Dozer sent you. Bam. Can't deport the Latinx. It's racist. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Paul? Therapy Range in the chat, and Cool Frog. Guys, 2 creators here on Rumble worth your viewership. Check out Therapy Range here on Rumble. He does the splody stuff. Check out Cool Frog as well. One of the coolest frogs on the Rumbles. Great content. Definitely worth your viewership. Check them out. Appreciate you guys joining. Don't forget to smash that like button. Give it all you got. Guys, so the like button is very important. It's very, very important. And it really just sets things off. Commenting in the comment section is important too. Commenting is caring. Those are things that Rumble apparently looks at. All right, back to the article here. She was transported to the Whitfield County Jail, a partner of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement 287G program, used to identify illegal aliens in the country. This program operates based on a series of reviews and background checks completed only after an inmate is already arrested for an offense under Georgia law, the jail's operation guide said. Arias Cristobal was processed through the federal database, which confirmed she wasn't a U.S. citizen. She was brought to ICE's Stewart Detention Center in Lumpkin, Georgia, where her father, Jose Francisco Arias Tovar, why so many names? Why? Oh, God. Yeah, what really skins my cat is that people have been here for decades that make no attempt to learn the native language. Yes, fuck off to those people. Speak English or get the fuck out. It's the national fucking language. Just fucking learn English. And that's not racist to say learn English. Fucking learn English. You're going to be here in a country. We don't have that leniency if we go to another country. If we were to go to another country and live there, we would need to learn the fucking language. If we travel, we are supposed to probably do a little bit of research into the language that they speak at the place that we're traveling to. At least that's what I would do. I would try to do a brief, at least crash course on learning some of the basics so that I could get my needs met. Some of these fuckers don't even do that. Let's see. So that's where she was brought to the ICE detention center where her father is being held. At the same, so okay, after they found out, I guess. Arias Tovar was arrested last month. No, he was pulled over last month. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember scanning through and seeing this one. So her dad was arrested last month when he was pulled over for driving 19 miles over the speed limit. Yeah. The outlet reported. The father, who owns his own company, was denied proper paperwork to remain in the U.S. It was not known if he ever applied for U.S. citizenship. My dad has his own company, and they called a lawyer to see if they could get a job permit or visa, and they said that they hadn't hit that status to get one. Arias Cristobal's younger sister told WTVC. Arias Cristobal was not eligible for the DACA program, having been brought to the country a year after the program ended, according to Hannah Jones, the woman the teen babysat for in the past. Jones created a GoFundMe to raise money for an immigration attorney and bond for the teen. Chattanooga, Tennessee-based immigration attorney Terry Olson called out the family's detention. What do you mean called it out? We do see that ICE is really trying to find any and all methods to say that an international has some way violated the process and their status. What? An international? What's concerning is that when they are being checked at these checkpoints or at the stops, ICE does not have their entire immigration file in front of them. They're not looking at all of it, and they're just relying on one item. This is a civil rights issue, Olson told the outlet. You have a right to get the fuck out of here, as far as I'm concerned. Get the fuck out. Olson said Arias Cristobal's mother will be arrested and deported within a month, and her daughters will be taken with her to keep the family together. Well, there you go. Keeping families together. I appreciate that. Look at that. We're not separating families. We're not separating families here in this country. We're keeping you all together. Keep you one big happy family all the way across the fucking border. I have no fucking sympathy for these people. You started a business, right? You've got gumption, Arias Tovar. You've got gumption. I appreciate you starting a business here. I appreciate you working. I appreciate you being hopefully a productive member of the community. But you're fucking up by not doing it the right way. Just do it the right way. Entropy. Oh, you got lost there, huh? Oh, Lord. Without the hair, the headphones tend to try to fall off sometimes. Because when I move, when I'm talking, move my ears, the headphones move, and they slide off. Let's check on that like button, guys. Have you guys given it all you got? We're at 34. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh my goodness gracious. We have had quite a few people watching this episode of the Dozer Den. Thank you so much. We're already at 1.3 thousand. Amazing. With that being said, never mind. I was thinking about maybe doing, nah, I don't want to do another ad read. You guys have been really, really supportive today, too. Thank you so much for the support. The two gifted subs tonight and some Rumble rants. Thank you so much on a Thursday. And to all my monthly subscribers here on Rumble and on the dozerden.locals.com. Thank you so much for your continued support. I hope I'm making it worth your investment. We're going to keep growing this channel, guys. We are up to 881 followers here on Rumble. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to the new followers. What do we got? We had Abs. This might be a this might not be real. Absaramed 2, Bluto 20, and Captain Jellico, the newest Killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Thank you so much for following this channel, and I hope I earn your viewership. Guys, the numbers are getting nice. That is true, but I'm focused on making a quality product that you guys want to come back to. That's the goal anyways. Seems like we got a pretty decent little community that's starting to grow up here, though. I will say that. You made that plus your B word. There you go. Guys, Gene Bondano is, of course, referring to, in the past, in the old days of Rumble, instead of a thumbs up, it used to be a plus sign, and we affectionately referred to it as the plussy. That's P-L-U-S-S-Y. Get your dirty minds out of the gutter. You could smash the plussy, pound that plussy, wreck that plussy. Sometimes you can grab them by the plussy. They let you, when you're wealthy and powerful, they let you grab them by the plussy. It's consensual. I need to get 1,000. We're getting closer, guys. 119 left to go. We'll get there. We'll get there. Guys, if you are interested in the premium content that we will be putting out here on this channel and all the other premium content on Rumble from people like Stephen Crowder, Tim Pool, Russell Brand, Jeremy from the Quartering, I believe, is doing a little bit of premium content, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. And then who else? Oh, Redacted. Redacted is doing some premium content as well towards the end of their streams. So click that red Get Premium button for $9.99 a month, or I believe you can still get $10 off. That's right, $10 off for the year. And instead of $99, it'll be $89 for a year. That's a damn good deal, guys. Check it out. Check it out, Rumble Premium. And when you do that on my stream, apparently that helps me out. I'm not really sure how, but it does. So, help a brother out. Pound the thumble butt. Oh, goodness. You gotta get a little slap at a peach. Sometimes you make them count. Just saying. But yeah, looks like that lady, hopefully their whole family gets supported. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. Get out of here. Internationals. Oh, we're going to call them internationals now. We're like one of the most welcoming countries in the world. We take so many refugees, so many. But no, we should take more because they want this country to fail. They want this country to just fall into nothing. They don't want a central identity to Americans, okay? Ugh. How about you just sub to Bulldozer monthly, cheap fucks? That's a little harsh. Little harsh there, Salt Dumpster. Little harsh there. But definitely, to all the ones that do subscribe on a monthly basis, y'all are absolute chads. Chadly indeed. Oh, let's see. I had a few funny things. Well, I have a Massey Minute. That's one thing that we're going to do before we go into the premium portion. We have Fanny Party in the chat. See that, y'all. See, when one person starts slapping the peach, and that right there, guys, when you either get gifted a sub or you subscribe, you get access to all those emotes, and that's one of the most popular emotes. I saw that peach jiggle, and I just had to put it in there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, I forgot. Somebody put the duck cow. Duck cow? Oh, on the bed, and the octopus. I think they called him Fred. I forgot what the duck was called. It did get a name, but I forgot. Miss Quackerson? Something like that? I don't know. Well, let's look at... I've got some bookmarks to scroll through here, and I had some funny things that we were going to go ahead and share. I thought I did anyways. Yes, we have a Freedom Tunes clip. This is what it's like if men talked about dating like women do. Then we'll do the Massey Minute.
I was talking to this nice, pretty conservative girl, and as soon as I told her I aspire to be a homemaker, she got all disinterested.
What's her problem with that? It's 2025.
The cat is...
She sounds insecure.
Yeah, it's her loss for not being woman enough.
Dating has just gotten so hard as a conservative
wrong?
guy who doesn't want to do the whole 1950s having a job thing.
Ugh, it's because of this whole trad husband trend.
Oh my gosh, that thing on TikTok? It's all over the web.
Oh, honey, just got home from my job that I support you with. I'll take the garbage out. That's a man's chore. If someone breaks in, I'll protect you.
Whoa, what?
He's dragging us back to the 50s! When someone breaks in, we're equal partners. Someone needs to lecture women about this.
I'm so glad the women in my life respect men enough not to watch that crap.
Yeah, what kind of femcel would buy into that? Dude, my little sister does. Kyle, no. I'm literally seeing her get radicalized by it in real time. What? Yes. She says she wants to marry a guy with a career who makes enough to support her. Whoa!
Is it the freaking Stone Age?
Yes, she gonna club him and drag him back to her cave too. And you know what else I heard her say to her friend?
Oh no.
What, Kyle? That she likes the strong, silent type. She did not! Like a man's job is to just be in shape and not have opinions.
I don't even know people talk like that anymore.
I'm so sorry, man. If the conservative movement doesn't stop with this, a man's place is in the office and men are just moneymakers nonsense, it's gonna lose all the strong, independent thinking guys.
Seriously. If Republicans don't start demanding women date unemployed men, we're going to get destroyed in the midterms.
I feel worse for these young women with all of this nonsense being put in their heads. That's why I'm so worried about my sister. How is she ever supposed to have a happy relationship with a guy when she just sees them as an ATM?
Thank goodness no one will ever see us that way.
Please help us make more by becoming a member at freedomtunes.com. Thank you.
There we go. And let me find the Massey clip for the Massey Minute. Then for the premium portion, we're going to be talking for a little bit about the release from James O'Keefe. Yeah, a bit of a bottle rocket instead of a dramatic, fireworks show there, James O'Keefe. Just saying. I mean, it's still important, but you hyped it up a little bit too much. Just a little. And people responded that way. So, there we go. Here's the Massey Minute. So this was just when he was talking about air traffic controllers. You got to give the Chad Massey his due whenever he... That's right. Massholes unite. Damn right. Let's check this one out. Little clip here.
I want to play this moment on Capitol Hill where Representative Thomas Massey from Kentucky did this. I mean, I think it really gets to the heart of the problem with the airline.
How do you get Massey and Paul and McConnell?
We're looking at it at a display that's it looks like it's 40 years old, but maybe it's 25 years old. Anybody who looks at this screen and wonders how is this 2025 and this is the state of the art for air traffic control in the United States of America.
Pretty bad.
Is really perplexed.
For over 14 years now, I've been saying that we are at an inflection point with the NAS and that we all need to act with urgency. We're past the inflection point now. It's not. acceptable for controllers and technicians to have to work with paper strips and floppy disks to operate the national airspace system in the United States. I showed these to some people in my office. They couldn't tell me what they were because they were under 30.
Floppy disks.
To know part of the reason why Thomas Massey sees it this way is, you know, when he's not a congressman, he's also an engineer as well from MIT.
Spot on. Yep. We rely on these old systems, which sadly is increasing our risk. The FAA is working to modernize it, but they're also going pretty slow. It generally takes them about a decade to modernize a system. So we're encouraging them to move faster.
Yep. There's a little bit of a Massey minute. And yeah, you're wrong. I agree that like we all suspected, like we all were pretty sure that Prince Andrew had done these things. But the thing that I will say about the about the story from James O'Keefe recently, and then he actually had an update today about some Epstein stuff, specifically in reference to Pam Bondi. And we'll talk about that in the premium portion. But the good thing about it is you have somebody who candidly just admitted that, yeah, this is what he was doing. And he was a close confidant of the royal family. And for him to come out and say that, Andrew was messing around with underage girls. Yeah. Kids, little girls. The fact that a close confidant came out and said that is important, but James O'Keefe overplayed it by a bit. Apparently he had told Alex Jones, oh, hail the frog prophet, that it was going to be bigger than that. So maybe, I don't know. It's just not a good look, honestly. But, it is still important. It is. But we are going to go ahead and get into the premium portion of the stream. If you are watching over there on the X Machine, over on YouTube or BitChute or Pill.net, we are about to go to a Rumble premium portion. And if you are wanting to stay here on Rumble and you want to watch this premium content, you can just click that Get Premium button for $9.99 a month. Guys, that right there does apparently help me out, as I am in the Rumble Creator Program. So this is just the first release. Yeah, he released a little bit more too, though. You're wrong. He did release something on Pam Bondi earlier today, and there may be some more coming too. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm ready for, maybe it's just a little drip kind of thing, and eventually there will be a flood. I would like a flood of information exposing deep state shills. Just saying. Just saying. But if you are over there on Pill.net, I am going to do a raid to somebody. If there is somebody available. Hey, we'll do cancel this podcast. Why not? For the people watching over there on Pill.net, go over to cancel this podcast and hang out with him. Friendly feller playing the video games. I'm not going to lie. I really like Dragon Quest and probably should buy this game and play it because it looks fun. It's right up my alley. Fire Bondi. Yes. Yes, Fire Bondi. Absolutely. Get rid of her. She's not worth it. Oh my. But all right, guys. We're going to go ahead and go Rumble Premium in 3, 2, 1. Updating stream.